Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the second match of the Pacific Nations Cup. This one is a huge one, not just for Samoa, but for Fiji. Also, the way that the table is sitting, it does mean that Australia A, they have currently got their hands, or one hand, on the championship. But the question is, can Samoa defeat Fiji? They are currently sitting ahead of them on the table, 2 from 2. They are the only undefeated side in this contest. So we'll have to wait and see exactly how it does end up going. But I hope you guys are all doing well. This is the Fijian lineup that they have gone with. Ronnie Maui in the front row alongside Sam Matavisi and Manasa Saulo there at number 3. Then it is Ratunaya Rawa at number 4. And Ratuva gets the slot in at 5. We have got hi from Amelia also. We have got Let's Go Samoa in the chat. And Tonga played well today. All the best to both Fiji and Samoa. Says to her, yeah, it's going to be an absolutely awesome matchup between these two sides. We know it's going to be physical. And we know that both of them are going to be bringing their A game. So who do you think is going to win? I have actually in my head switched between the two sides many times, but I think Samoa, because of the fact that there is going to be that little bit of extra added pressure on the Samoans to get into first place, I think that's really going to help them. But then the same could be said about Fiji. They don't want Samoa to be victorious here. They want to make sure that they do stop them from getting that Pacific Nations Cup title. And Samoa in there, there's Uso there, and also Nasilasila at number 6 in the Survey at 7, and then Albert Tuisui slotting in at number 8. Did score a try last week, plays very well for the London Irish in the Gallagher Premiership. Speaking of Gallagher Premiership, ex-Premiership player Frank Lamani at number 9 now plays his rugby for the Fijian Drua. Ben Vulavula at 10. Then it will be Viliami Botitu, who plays in the top 14. He is at number 12, and alongside him, Nayatha Levu, the captain. Habosi out on the left wing. He has been absolutely incredible for the Fijians ever since getting his international cap only 2 games ago. And he has already looked like a world-class player. Wainanyolo out on the right wing, and then it will be Tuithuvu, who does slot in at number 15. That is rather than Manasa Mataeli, who they did have there last week. Gaimani Samoa says Sa'a there as well. So it seems like Samoa's got quite a large fan base for this match, perhaps. It is going to be kicking off in only 10 minutes' time, and it should be absolutely awesome to see how these two sides go. Speaking of Manu Samoa, they are going to be going with quite a strong lineup in this match. Sauli Rainuia, the man coming off a hat trick in his last contest. He will be there at number 2. And then at number 3, it will be the captain, Michael Alalatoa. Theo McFarlane slots in at 4. That is for the injury of Samuel Slade. And then Chris Vui there at 5. Olujuwan Noa does play his rugby in South Africa at number 6. Jordan Taufua at number 7, moving from number 8, where he was last week. And then Fritz Lee is there at number 8 for this contest. Looking through at the back line, Eddie Tara Inori takes a spot back in the starting lineup. Then Rodney Iona at 10. That is the change for AJ Alatimu to play there last week. D'Angelo Leola at 12. Tamua Manu at 13 moves from inside to outside centre. Nigel Wong out on one wing. Ria Famai out on the other. And then Danny Tualu had a very strong game last week for Samoa up against Australia A. He is going to be there. It was actually up against Tonga in that game last week. And he is there at number 15. Can Samoa win the comp? If they lose today, sadly, they cannot. They would just end up missing out. The way that the table sits currently, Australia A are top of the bunch with a points differential of plus 26, although that points differential does not play into who will be able to win this competition. It may come into play when it comes to Fiji and Samoa for who finishes second if Fiji get themselves a massive win here. But for now, at the moment, Australia A, they have got one hand on the trophy. Samoa, if they win this game without a bonus point, they still manage to get themselves a win. In fact, the only way for Samoa to get first is if they do win, because they could get 2 bonus points and still be just behind on the points differential. Fiji, they'll be trying to stop it. Very similar points differential between Samoa and Fiji in this matchup as well. But those are the starting lineups. We will now look at the reserves very quickly before we get too far into the match. 16th of July, 2022, says Puamalo in it there as well. But now looking through, Ikanaviri will be there at number 16, Hiareti Hatit at 17, and then number 18, it is a Luke Tagi, then Maya Navanua, and a Kamikami-Ta, the rest of the replacement forwards. And also, so if Samoa draw, they lose, says Uso there. Depends on the draw. If they draw, but they do get themselves a bonus point, I believe they'd end up with 3 points and they would end up winning. But if Samoa draw, but they don't get the bonus point, it would mean that they would end up just with the 2 points, I believe, so they'd be just behind. But a draw will be the bare minimum Samoa are after in this match. May the best team wins. They are both strong team. Both have to play smart and play to win. Good luck on both teams. go out and have fun, says Joe. Exactly right. And that is exactly what we've seen throughout the whole Pacific Nations Cup. Anytime sides make their way out onto this park, Churchill Park it is for this contest in Lautoka, it's going to be absolutely awesome to see what they can do. The backline, it is Penny Watawalu at number 21, Tamani Valu at 22. He did actually come off the bench in the first match and also started the second, did score himself a try, the ex-Crusader. And then number 23, what a man to have at 23, Joshua Tuisova will be coming off the bench for Fiji in the later stages of this match. Then looking through at the bench for Samoa, say Lala Lam, Ezekiel Lindemuth will get himself a debut. Kalolo Tuiloma, the big man, who is dangerous any chance that he gets. Go Manu Samoa. And there from Sa'a as well. And let's go Samoa, says if Mikey or Imp Mikey. And there, and also Sabamish Mauso says Rogue, doing very well, mate. It's exciting times this matchup because both of these sides are going to go out there, give 110% and show exactly what Pacific Island rugby can do. And that is put in hard hits, have brilliant runs, find those offloads, and entertain a whole stadium of people. That is exactly what we're going to see here. Michael Curry at number 19, Jack Lamb at 20. Then at number 21, Jonathan Tamatine does slide in there. Henry Taiafu at number 22. And then Lolagi Vizinia, who did have his debut earlier in the competition for Samoa, will now be there at number 23. But those are the starting lineups and reserves for both of these sides. We aren't too far away from the teams making their way out onto the park, but we will be showing this throughout the whole live stream, the time or the table, for how it is sitting. Samoa, they need a win. Fiji, they can actually propel themselves into second if they beat Samoa here. And then it would be Australia A in first, Samoa in second. I think that was actually Henry Slade. Oh, no, sorry, Samuel Slade just made his way off the bus at the front. So he is still with the side, which is good news. But unfortunately for him, did end up with a little bit of an injury last week, which is leaving him out of this contest. But Manu Samoa, they're looking dangerous. And also Samoa, Mo Samoa, Tosaviti Toso in there as well from a Rogue. So yeah, there's going to be an awesome clash between these two sides. Do let me know who you think will be able to score the first try of this contest, ladies and gentlemen. The exact player for me, you know what? For me, I'm going Naria Famai. Or Famai, sorry. I think he's going to have a decent crack for Manu Samoa. If it's not him, I think it's going to be Vinaya Habosi. I'm going down that left wing or the right wing, depending on what way you are looking at the field. Someone scoring. We'll have to wait and see exactly who it will be. But the coach at the moment of Samoa, he'll be pretty impressed with how this game has gone and this whole competition. But I see Manasa Saulo leading out the the Fijian side. Now, we actually heard an interview from Manasa Saulo, and they decided to take a little snippet of what he said. And what it was we want to win, but they also want to win, which is I guess you could call one of those basic statements, but it's so effective because at the end of the day, no one wants to lose this game. Pacific Island bragging rights are on the line here, and Awong says Rogue there. Yeah, he will certainly have a decent chance, Nigel Awong. He's been looking great for Samoa, so you're thinking other wing for the Samoans in this matchup. Now, I do see a few very determined-looking players. See Henry Time Stowers, I believe, out there. Is that a late change? That might be a late change because I believe it was initially going to be... I'm just looking through everyone. Have we got a Henry Time Stowers out there? Okay, I think he might be... Is he number 19 for this game? Not too sure. And also we have got there, it's Manu Samoa, not Toa Samoa. Toa is Samoans League in the SS Kayla there. And now, the moment, we have got the Samoa national anthem. We'll be playing out these two sides. They will be doing their huckers in a very short moment, and then the action will be underway. And also 16th of July 2022. There's boy, there it is indeed. And in front of a crowd at Lautoka, who will certainly be loud for this contest. The earlier game between Tonga and Australia A, it went the way of the Australian A side. So that is why they are now sitting in first. But Samoa, the big question for them is going to be, can they keep on playing the way that they have the last couple of weeks? We saw the rolling maul extremely effective for the Samoans. And if that is the case in this game, you would have to say that they would end up doing pretty well. And go to Manu from Long Beach, California. So here's Wally there. So I see that we have got a huge amount of Samoan supporters in the chat as well. And I should mention Samoa, they are in the Commonwealth Games. And it was recently announced the pool that they will be joining in with. It is New Zealand, England, and also there is one other side which I am quickly going to find here as well. So it was Samoa, England, and Sri Lanka So it's going to be interesting to see how it does end up going for them. That's in Birmingham, and it is in the only couple weeks' time. We will be covering it on the channel, though, for that Commonwealth Games. So if you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But I think key players for Samoa, certainly Nerea Famai, it's going to be one to watch out for. The Manu Samoa will win this one in the tournament, says Pele. And if they do, would be extremely impressive. They'll be the only undefeated side in the Pacific Nations Cup, and they would have well and truly earned it the way that they have played throughout this. I'm actually going to move to the side a little bit. Maybe. Hang on, not that much. Go about there. There we go. So that we're a little bit more centralized. But Samoa looks like actually Samuel Slade is on the camera for this week. Interesting. He is taking the photos. And also we have got the Manu watching. Says Nikki Famai. And there as well. But Jack Lamb, he'll be fired up. There are a lot of tears out there on the field for the Samoans. And you can see how much it means to them to be out there playing for their country in a matchup that means so much for Samoa. Both of these sides going to be at the Rugby World Cup. Fiji, they have made their way through. They will be in a group with Australia and also Wales, which will be an interesting one. Samoa, they have also qualified. They are in a group with Argentina, England as two teams to go with. And also Commonwealth organises a stupid way, have 3 top seeds competing in the same pool, says Rogue. Yeah, I don't know how they drew it, whether or not it was based off rankings or something like that. But like other groups-wise, like none of the groups are as strong as that one, I don't think, other than maybe the other one with Fiji. Who have Fiji got? Fiji in Pool C have got Fiji, Canada, Wales. But yeah, you'd have to say that one of those big sides are going to miss out, and it's going to be a shame to see. Did it start? Not quite. They are still doing the national anthems, and then we will have the haka. And also, what's up, chat? Let's go, Samoa, says Apakasi. And also, come on, Fiji, let's go, says Mike there. And let's go, Samoa, says TT. And there as well. But the Fijian national anthem, sounds like there's quite a few of the people in Lautoka singing along with it in this one. Huge flags at the moment in the crowd. And it looks like a relatively windy day. 24 degrees Celsius is the temperature for this game. They are showing Tamani Valu only recently making his way into that Fijian lineup after playing for the All Blacks at international level a little while ago. And come on, Fiji, let's go, says Mike there. And also we have got, did they start? Yeah, not quite, but they are just about to get underway. Naitha Levu, he is fired up for the Fijian side. We're going to get to see 2 very, very aggressive hakas, I guess you could say, passionate as well for this matchup. But the next game that we are covering on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, will be Ireland versus New Zealand. And when we talk about passion, that is one of those games you got to watch out for and should be a great game, says Mike. It certainly should be. And hopefully Samoa can keep it simple, frustrate the Fijians, not allow them to play their game out wide and in space, utilize their role in Mass Effect and put on some big hits, causing the turnover, says Avakasi. And yeah, if they can manage to do all of those things you mentioned, they should be able to win this game relatively comfortably. But the big question is, how do Fiji counter that rolling maul? And I think that's the one that's been on my mind the most. Is it going to be as simple as getting in a few extra forwards and stopping it in its tracks, or will they possibly give away a penalty? In the process, go Samoa, you can do it, says Tuafa. And also, what was the score between Australia A and Tonga? So in the end, Australia A ended up winning that game with a bonus point. I believe they won it by 15 points in the end. And now because of that, it does mean that they are sitting top of the bunch for Australia A. This is the table, the way that it sits. Samoa in second. If they win this game, they will end up with themselves as the Pacific Nations Cup champions. If Fiji win this game, there is a good chance that Fiji will be able to overtake Samoa if they end up winning it by enough and get themselves the bonus point. So that will be the big thing that they are aiming for in this contest. If Fiji does win, do Samoa win the Pacific Nations Cup, or does Australia? So if Fiji win, it would mean that Australia A win the Pacific Nations Cup. If Samoa win, they will take home the cup for themselves. But Michael Alaratua, he is going to be leading the Samoan haka, and that man is looking even more fired up than he was last week up against Tonga. He knows how big of an opportunity this is. Also, O.L. Letoa Samoa says, Wally, hopefully I've said that correctly. Okay, come on, Fiji, says Wolfblood. And there as well. Now, 2 sides just about to get underway. Yeah, I see that Henry Time Stowers is number 20 for this game. He's going to be one to watch out for, but I believe he has actually replaced Jack Lamb, who was in the initial starting lineup. And Australia A can take home the Upper Musty, says Rugby. And also we have a lot of great players in the islands, so all the best to Fiji and Samoa. Exactly right. I know that this game, no matter what happens on the scoreboard, both sides are going to give it the absolute all and going to show exactly why Pacific Island nations rugby is just literally that valuable to the world, because it just brings you a whole new entertainment level. The passion that is showed, it's like no other. We are now ready to go for this matchup. It is going to be Fiji kicking off this one to Samoa. Eritare Enori, he will be looking to have a big game here at number 7, I almost said, but I was looking at his teammate Jordan Taufua at number 7. Eritare Enori, of course, playing halfback for this game, number 9. Now Jordan Way, he will be in charge of this one. It's going to be a big matchup, and we know it's going to be physical. I think we're going to wait about, I would say we're going to see 35 seconds before we see a massive hit, if not in the first 30 seconds. Someone will end up getting hit hard, and that will kind of bring that physicality for the rest of the contest. Jordan Taufua fired up in the background. D'Angelo Leula added into the starting lineup. Right, this match for the Pacific Nations Cup. Fiji, if they win it, they take it away from Samoa. If Samoa get it, they become champions. It's kicked off long from Fiji. Goes to Danny Tawala, and he has been tackled just inside of his 22 there. It was the number 8, Fritz Lee, and Eritare Enori about to put up this box kick. We have got, is it a sellout crowd? I would assume so. This is about as big as you can get, but it looks like there's a lot of space on the embankment now that I look at it. So maybe not a sellout, which is a bit of a shame because it's a huge match. Tui Thuvu hit hard by Jordan Taufua. A little bit of a counter-ruck there from Samoa, bringing that physicality in the breakdown. Albert Tuisui knocks it on, and it will now be a scrum feed for Fiji. So a double knock-on, first by Samoa, then by Fiji. And we get to see Manasa Saulo, Michael Alalatoa, all these big men in the front row getting a go out. And also, what are your bets for the new or for the other games? Minus New Zealand win 32-20 over Ireland. England beat Australia 20-8. Wales beat South Africa 23-15. And Japan beat France 15-10. Says Wolfblood there. I mean, some of those predictions aren't too far off what I think it could end up being. Overall, I think England have got a real good chance against Australia and also New Zealand. I hope that they can fire back and make it an entertaining one. Why, when Fiji already lost and Samoa is still undefeated? Says Wally there. So pretty much Fiji at this stage, they cannot win the competition, but they can stop Samoa from winning it. So that is pretty much the one thing that we've got to watch out for. Because of the bonus points that Australia A have been able to compile throughout the season, that is why they are still sitting top of the table at this point in time, Australia. Now, waiting for this one, Ratanai Arawa looking to offload it. It doesn't quite work out. Albert Tuisui, they said that it's gone backwards, and now Frank Lamani goes back across. Nice wide pass from Viliami Botitu. Joining the line now, Vanaya Habosi starts to have a couple big carries forward. He's driven backwards in the tackle by Naria Famai. They're holding him up. It's becoming a rolling maul now, and it's gone down. Fiji still just keep it alive. Lamani goes off short side. Nusove. It says Gary Lamani back to Vula Vula. Moved into the starting lineup for this contest. It is going to be the advantage now for Fiji. Offside advantage. Now Viliami Botitu puts it down, and it's going back for the penalty. Goes Samoa. And there, but Samoa beat Australia. Says Wally there. And also, one moment, they did beat Australia, but Australia were able to beat Tonga. And the big thing here is bonus points. So because Australia A in their games, they have had a bonus point for winning, and also in that loss to Samoa, they got a bonus point for losing. Whereas Samoa in their 2 games, they've got the perfect 5-5. But because they haven't played that extra game, that is why they haven't got themselves any more than just the 10. So they've got maximum points at this point in time. But if they lose to Fiji, Australia A take out the title for the Pacific Nations Cup. That's just kind of the way that the point system works, because you get 1 for being within 7, and you get 1 for having a bonus point for scoring 4 or more tries. And also, let's win this, go Manu, says Nikki Famai. And also, hopefully, Wales beat South Africa. Looking forward to that game, says Wolfblood. It's going to be an entertaining one, and we will be covering it on the channel. So, hey, Hamish, how you do? I do very well. Thank you for the show, mate. This game's going to be epic between these 2 sides. Now, Sam Matavisi throwing it into the middle. It's taken nicely. And now the rolling maul begins for Fiji this time. Now, in my preview, I actually mentioned that the best way for Fiji to counter the Samoan rolling maul is to have their own rolling maul and just show that they can do it as well. Sam Matavisi at the moment waiting for it. And it looks like there's no advantage as of yet, but now it becomes the advantage. 5 meters out, spinning off. Sam Matavisi finds the offload up to Viliami Botitu. He's put it down, but they're going back for the initial penalty. Right, this would be an easy 3 points for Fiji if they want it, but Frank Lamani wants a quick tap. Okay, They don't take it in the end. I think if you're Fiji, even though they'd love to go for the 3 points here, it's not really the way that they play. They'll either kick for the corner or go for the scrum, and they will be kicking for the corner. Keeping it aggressive early on, 4 minutes in. And also, where do you live? I live in New Zealand. It's cold here, says Wolfblood. I am also in New Zealand. We're actually 9 degrees Celsius where I am currently. So it's not actually as bad as it has been over the past few days, but it is sunny. It's looking pretty decent. Viliami Botito, that is about the third time he's dropped the ball in just the first 4 minutes. They might have to be a little bit careful with the handling. Matavesi, that one was debatably not straight, and they have called it. And now it becomes the Samoan scrum. I think the Nasove just went over the line, but unfortunately they have to go back for that scrum. Samoa, now they are only 5 minutes out. There'll still be a lot of pressure on them here. Nasove. So how did this ball get to Nasove is my big question. So, they were, okay, set play. I was wondering when Sam Matavesi would join, but he didn't actually end up joining it. Who's the ref, Hamish? In this one, it is Jordan Way in charge of this one. It's sunny here in South Auckland at 12 degrees Celsius. And there says Wolf Flood. Yeah, Jordan Way in charge of this one. I know that there are a few other referees that are in charge of the New Zealand game. I think it's Wayne Barnes. Then the Australia game, I want to say that it would be an Irish or South African referee, maybe Jaco Piper in charge of that one. And also, why don't they have an Australian Indigenous team and the Māori All Blacks in this comp, says Mike. It's a good question. I would love to see the Māori All Blacks added in. And if they weren't able to get an Australia Indigenous team in, I think I mentioned in about the first week, why not take a group of players from the Cook Islands, Tuvalu, Paolo, Nauru, pretty much anywhere, Papua New Guinea, anywhere that doesn't have a side in this competition. Yes, they would end up getting probably a lot of points scored against them. But at the end of the day, it's still going to help grow Pacific Island rugby if you have more players from different countries make their way into a side. Like, yes, the results wouldn't go their way for a start, but at least they get some rugby more. And where is this game being played? So it is being played in Lautoka in Fiji for this match at Churchill Park. That's a big push, but it becomes the penalty to Samoa. Very lucky because Fiji were putting in an almighty shunt there. And also Hamish on her auntie birthday, which gifts give you to your mum, says Michelle there as well. So I have got her something, but she did actually end up going away for, I think it was yesterday or the day before, she actually went away to a little bit further north to see her brother for her birthday. So that is why she hasn't got it just yet, but she will be getting it when she gets back. But I will keep it a secret just because she may be watching at the moment. Also come on Fiji, says Polly Coconut. And also we have got there, I'm going to the pub for New Zealand versus Ireland. It's going to be absolutely awesome. See how it goes up the Brumbies, says Master Mel. And there, it was a big push there from Manasa Solo. Like they said, Jordan Way may have just guessed that that one should have been a penalty, even though I think it could have ended up being a penalty going the way of Fiji instead. Ray Nuia. Throws it in. It's a wonky one. Now passing back across Sam Matavesi now after Ben Vola Viliami Botito goes through. Was playing in the top 14 final not too long ago. Now playing in what feels like the equivalent of a final between these two sides now. Nice carry forward once again from Fiji. Close to the turnover for Samoa and the breakdown ball up to Vanaya Habosi. It's gone right in field. He's actually in the middle of the park at the moment now. Back across to Lamani. Trying to find some of those big forwards to try and get the turnover. It looks like there might be almost an injury for one of the Samoan players, the way he grimaced there, but I think he's all right. And thank you for sharing this in the States, and it's impossible to get any coverage from here. My sister plays for Manusina. There's Bryson there. Oh, that's a knock on, double knock on. And we are going back now for the scrum feed in favour of Samoa. And also up the Solo Afaloko team. And there says Rogan, also, what team do you support for Super Rugby if you do that? Says Wolfblood. So we do cover all the games of Super Rugby, but I always struggle to pick a team because I live halfway in between two sides in the South Island. So it makes it very easy to be impartial, I guess you could say. And also will be a good game. Not sure whether the barrack or whether to barrack for my Fijian fans or my Samoan side, says Master Mal. But before I support my Irish brothers as we crush the one mighty All Blacks and win the series, says Master Mal. Currently, it's looking a little bit dark and dingy in the background. I know that someone was mentioning that in Suva it was raining a bit earlier on. It seems like the rain for now is staying away, but it might be about maybe 30 minutes away from Hinalatoka. And also Crew Landers, says Rogue there. So Islanders or Crusaders, says Wolfblood. Yeah, so they are the two sides who are in the South Island alongside me. It's just pretty much, yeah, it's hard to pick, I guess you could say. But I love watching the North Island teams as well, so I'm even a little bit more trickier in terms of picking. And also Brumbies, the Australian World Champions, says Master Mal. And also, do you think rugby league can grow in the South Island? I don't think it's grown a huge amount yet, but I would like to think that there would be potential depending on, I guess it's all to do with Christchurch, because at the moment Christchurch, they are bringing up next generation of rugby union. If they did switch to league development, maybe we'll get a little bit more attention down south for rugby league, but at the moment it's pretty much predominantly union. 9.5 minutes through, and that kick is into touch by Ben Villa. I pick Crusaders because Highlanders not that good, says Wolfblood. Villa, like I mentioned, he comes into the starting lineup. That is rather than Tete Teller, who was in there initially, but Ray Nuia about to throw in this ball. He did get himself the hat-trick last week, Ray Nuia, 3 tries back to back to back. Jordan Taufua actually getting a little bit of medical attention at the moment. OB is all right. It looks like he is getting some water sprayed into the headgear. Maybe took a little bit of a knock on the head, but now seems like everyone's going for the drinks break. It is currently 25 degrees there, so it's probably fair enough to have a few drinks every once in a while. Canterbury Bulls, a league team, won Lion Red Cup several times in the 2000s, says Rogue. There, but I support the Hurricanes, says Wolfblood. Okay, it looks like Ed Fidel is just getting a little bit of advice from the Samoan coach. And also rugby league in New Zealand needs a lot of financial investment. New Zealand needs a second NRL team because all the funding goes to the Warriors, and they're still useless, says Master Mel. See, that's probably why they aren't willing to invest yet, just because at the end of the day, if the one team from New Zealand aren't going that well, you would think that having a second team possibly wouldn't go that much better. But who knows, maybe in the future they do look into it a little bit. Currently 10 minutes through. And this matchup, they're drinking some Fiji water, I do see, on the sidelines. I mean, it's about as fresh as it comes when we're in Fiji for this match in Lautoka. But Vinaya Habosi, they're just showing the way that he runs the ball. He is a dangerous man because he's coming for the Fijian roar, and he's just been able to find his feet so quickly. He's still a young guy. He'll be there at the World Cup. He'll be there at 2027's World Cup if he does avoid injury. And also our new team will win the comp if they base their organisation off the Brumbies, says it was Master Mel. And also, so true, says Wolfblood. Oh, charged down by Eritara Inori's kick. Who'd that hit? Penalty to Samoa for offside. I think he was trying to come back around the side, but instead ended up getting himself penalised. And also known for Islanders and Maoris in the Southern Isles, says Marco Vanapola. And also we were there low. I meant the Crusaders, says Master Mel. And also, did you see Black Caps 1-by-1 run? I did indeed. They have been leaving it very close up against the Irish in a couple of those fixtures. But yeah, they have been able to get themselves a couple nice wins. That one's going just into touch. Brilliant kick downfield, and now 35 metres out from the line. Samoa will have the rolling maul. I can't stand the Crusaders, but damn, they are an incredible organisation. And Fiji water, not as good as water from the Namo River and Salo Salo. Yeah, might have to give it a look. Do they bottle that as well, or is it just like pretty much, I guess, just for people who are there? Do let me know, Rogue. And also we have got there, where was that played, the cricket? It was in Ireland for that matchup. I think it was maybe in Dublin, if I'm not wrong, but I could be wrong with the location. Now putting together some phases, Chris Vui. Okay, it seems like the numbers on the back of Samoa's kit have already fallen off for some of these players, which is not ideal. Someone didn't stick them on with the glue very well, but now D'Angelo Leula goes for the chip and chase. Nigel Awong waits for it to sit up, and it doesn't quite sit up for him. And now they will be going back for the initial penalty. And also we have got when is Razor going to be the All Blacks coach? That's a very good question. I don't think it's going to be before the World Cup if it does happen, because Ian Foster, he is still relatively locked in for a while. And also, do you know what is being played at McLean Park, my friend? He telling me it's very loud. Oh, McLean Park. It might be, I know Auckland we're playing someone in the Farah Palmer Cup, and there might actually be a concert going on possibly at some stage. Not Bottle Bro, just cup the fresh water in the hands, says Rogue there. So now, okay, Auckland are playing Counties Manukau, but I would assume that is a little bit further north than McLean Park, but I'll just have a quick look. Yeah, that's at Western Springs, Auckland. So I'm not too sure what they'll be doing at... I'm just looking through Premier 1, Taranaki versus... Or actually, Takapuna versus North Shore. Is it North Harbour Stadium for that one? So not too sure what's that. And also might be McLean Park Mall is having practice, says Master Mal. But it looks like now D'Angelo Leola, well, in fact, it's Rodney Iona for this one, will be lining up this kick. Currently 13 minutes through this game. And to that, brother, I'm on my knees praying for the daily, on the daily, and send out SOS signals to Razor, be the all-great Rassi Erasmus saviour. Lining it up for Rodney Ione. Struck it all right. It's gone over. And Samoa will take the lead in this contest. 13 minutes in. And the score is 3-0 in favour of the away side. So it's been a pretty big stalemate for the first little while of this contest. No one really allowing the other team to find their momentum. Samoa, I think they will take quite a few three-pointers when they are on offer in this contest. But if that rolling maul starts to appear, it's going to be dangerous. Following also, we have got there Iona. Hopefully I said that correctly. And there, Yarna. It's kind of like Yarna. Is it Yarna? And also, but there is people they're watching. So my friends told me anyway. Says Wolf Blood, and also you're streaming all Bunnings NPC games, right? We'll try our absolute best to stream as many as we can, but some of them do overlap with like some of the Rugby Championship, and then also with some of the games, depending on sleep schedules. But we are going to be doing a majority of them. And also, bro, I missed the stream earlier on, so did Tonga win? They did not. They did miss out, and now because of it, Samoa need to win this contest to be able to win themselves the Pacific Nations Cup and come on Fiji, says Wolf Blood. And they're going off the short side, Frank Lamani. Now passing back on the inside. It's a juggle, unfortunately. The fumble from Fiji and the counter-attack now opening up for Samoa is being dropped as well. Okay, handling seems to be a little bit of an issue for both of these sides in the early stages of this contest. It will be going scrum feed in favour of Samoa. I think every time we've had one knock on, the other team knocked the ball on straight after. And also, have you seen Wolfblood TV show or not? I have not. Is it like I guess a well-known one in New Zealand? And also 13.9k subs, Cuzzy. You're on the come up, brother, says Marco Vanapola. And yeah, they have been, like, that's the thing. The streams have been doing extremely well recently. And it's always like a surprise when you get more than like 50. Like at the moment, we have 165 here for this game, which is absolutely incredible. Anyone who is new, sure to leave a like and subscribe. Appreciate your stream, says Master Mal. And also, I've watched the first 3 seasons up to the 4th season, episode 1, says Wolfblood. And we are currently 2 subscribers away from hitting 14,000 on the channel. And started in 2012 to 2017. It was filmed in Scotland, says Wolfblood there. And if the ball was, Samoa would be holding onto the ball, says Rogue. Now it's kicked him behind. It's a good kick down the middle of the field from Manu Samoa. It sits up here for, it will be Tuifuvu. Gives it a good, he's been hit hard afterwards though. And also heading to the beach. The beach, beautiful sunny days. And your Kiwi games get man views like 50. And Bresavaz says Xavier Brown. And now it is going to be a kick back downfield from Ben Vola. It's close to a 50-22, but it's curled back infield. And Rodney Iona, he was close to dropping that. Iona, sorry. Once again, put the eye in there, and that one has been kicked into touch. A good clearance, and it does get down to halfway line. And also, are you ever thought of doing commentary on a more professional level, says Artelio? Not hugely at this point. I've looked at options type thing, but it's always the case of I love the interaction that I have with you guys in the chat. Like, it just makes these games so much fun and makes them fly by. So maybe one day we would consider trying to do something a little bit more professional. But for now, I think that this has been going pretty well for ourselves. It looks like Ray Nui actually injured at the moment, which is not ideal for Samoa, as he did score the 3 tries last week, like I mentioned. Now, Ray Nui is testing out the neck, making sure it's all working properly. Doesn't look like it's really working properly. He's got quite the grimace on his face. I just shown Tuifuvu. He did end up getting hit relatively hard by Tamua Manu, but it was while his back was there. And also we have got there as 180 watching. And there, as I says, Wolfblood. So yeah, it is incredibly impressive that you guys have all tuned in once again for these live streams. So if you are new, like I mentioned, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got the matches later on that we have got, and that is Ireland versus New Zealand, Wales versus Australia, South Africa versus, England versus Australia, South Africa versus Wales, and Argentina, Scotland. We are covering all of those matches on the channel as well. And also, bro, you are destined for a commentary as a career, even an auctioneer, bro. You're good at Te Aroha. It says Marco Vanapola, and also 199. And also, do you want Australia or Samoa to win? I'd love to see Samoa win the Pacific Nations Cup, just because at the end of the day, like, they've worked extremely hard. They're undefeated in this competition up till that point, but that would mean the expense of Fiji losing, which is not an easy thing to do. Like, Fiji, they were beaten by Australia A. This is closer to, I would say, probably their strongest side this stage, with the exception of a couple of those guys who are coming off the bench instead. Now passing it back across. Nice hands from the captain, Waiatha driven backwards, but finds the offload to Batitu. Still 50 metres out. Good work there from Jordan Taufoi. Tries to get the turnover, but he has been penalised there. And yes, 202. Well done. And Tatalo Mole Manu Samoa, says Lupita in the chat as well. But Jordan Taufoi was close, but they did say that he did end up just having his hands down. And also, well done, says Wolf Flood. And also, you're a better commentator than Justin Marshall, bro, says Rogue. And I'm Aussie and want Samoa to win because I don't care about our seconds, says Xavier there. That's a big strike of the ball. That's a huge strike of the ball. Oh, it's just got into touch. That is a great kick from Fiji. And now only about 7 metres out from the line, they will have to line up. This was inside of their own half as well, this kick. So Ben Villavilla has found it bang on the money there. Okay, they're saying it was quite a tough one against Jordan Taufua. And when does the game start? We are currently 20 minutes through this contest. Sadly, we can't show any match footage or audio, but it is on World Rugby's website to be able to watch it. And also, the money needs to get rid of your uncle, says Marco Vanapola. Sam Matavisi. Okay, I think they're saying that there's not really much of a gap at line-out time. That's what they are saying there for Sam Matavisi. It's gone in, nicely taken, and it looks like that same set play that we saw before last time did end up getting cancelled because of the not straight. That one has gone down for Fiji, 5 out. Ratanaya Rawa looks like he's going to have himself a carry, gets a little bit closer to the line. Lamani might consider slinging this one wide. It's a penalty now to Fiji once again. And this will more than likely be one that they kick for the corner, although Rainuia throwing that ball away a little bit. Penalty against Olajuwon Noah. Luckily, I know some of these guys' faces because they don't actually have numbers on the back at the moment. Fa'amalosi, Manu Samoa, and there as well from Lupita. And also Justin Marshall is the ultimate Canterbury/All Blacks biased, says Marco Vanapola. And also, g'day, Hamish, hello all. Hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you're excited for the All Blacks a little bit later on. It's going to be a big day of rugby straight through. Albert Tuisui has been able to score the try for Fiji. And that is going to be a big one. It looks like Iritara Inari might have been stuck in the huddle there for a little bit of time. But Albert Tuisui does do very nicely for the London Irish. He scored last week and he scored again this week. And that gives Fiji the lead now. And Irish, when do the New Zealand and Ireland do Channel 59? Or when you do Ireland versus New Zealand do Channel 59, you'll thank me later. That's the alternative cricket commentary, isn't it? Or the alternative commentary I think it is, if I'm not wrong there. Currently 20 minutes through this contest, 5 points to 3 in favour of the Fijians. They're going to be out near the touchline for this one, but should be a relatively simple kick for Ben Villavilla, normally a guy of his class. And I have to say, it's all from that massive kick that he did downfield that did lead right to the corner. And then Australia A, they will be very happy with that one to go their way. And also, big love, Hamish, congrats for reaching 14K subs in there as well, says Sebastian. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. And you guys, at the moment, you've been here for quite some time. What subscribers were we on when you subscribed, Sebastian? Out of curiosity, can you remember? Because it didn't feel like that long ago, but there was probably a number definitely less than the 10,000, I would think. And also, we've got the Hey, Cuzzy, how's it, brother? And also, we have got the ESA Cool Scott Barrett dog roll. And there says Wolf Blood, and also brother Sebastian, much love, brother. Says David the Mod there as well. But they decided to take the quick tap. Albert Tuisui went straight through, and Iritara Inari, there was no chance of stopping him from that close to the line. Definitely not with the flat run that he did. And I believe it was Aki Seuli did miss that one. And also 40K or 14K. Well, congrats, Hamish. And there as well says David the Mod, and how is that player not obstructed? Around 2.5K, I think. Yeah, so it's crazy how quickly we have gone up so far. And also Ushush, the big 14K woo. Says Marco Vonapola, but that one did go over from Ben Vulavula and now makes the score 7 points to 3. Vanai Habosi takes it nicely. Noria Famai, the man with the tackle. Now it's bounced out the side, and once again the ball available for Manu Samoa. Michael Lautoka, quick answer from Jordan Talfour. A little bit risky here. That's going to be knocked on. And now Fiji, it's going to be a running race. And he has picked it up. Oh, they're going back. What are they going back for? Waina Nyolo would have been going in for the try there. And also go Manu Samoa, go hard and play well. Try to get some early points. Get the score moving ahead. Just one win to win the Pacific Nations Cup. And also subscribe today at 13.9K. Says Wolf Club, but the no-look pass from Jordan Talfour and then the through-the-legs pass was a little bit too risky. And like they're saying, it could have been play on, and I hope you keep him well, Sebastian, bro. Much love. And also, I just finished lunch. Cheers, Cooper Cronk. So hopefully you did enjoy it, mate, and I hope you are enjoying the Pacific Nations Cup. I really hope that they do end up doing another one of these each and every year just to give the Pacific Nations just more time playing before the World Cup. It would be absolutely awesome to see. End-of-year tours, I'm hoping that Fiji, Samoa, and Tonga all have themselves locked into some sort of series. Just finished lunch. It's 4 p.m. And then also we have got there, Cooper, what did you devour, bro? And also Faf playing versus Wales. Xavier, he is indeed coming off the bench rather than starting. Instead, Jaden Hendrickse will be starting the match. So Faf at number 21. Oh, just passing the ball back nicely for the number 8 there, Fritz Lee. Now to good run for from D'Angelo Leula. Getting closer now for Samoa. Passing back up to Jordan Talfour. Breaks the line almost through. And now he's going to have, it was close to a penalty, but it came in through the side. So the penalty advantage now is going to be going the way. Oh, no, it's been dropped again. And also I've got the 14K. Sorry, I thought I heard 40. Says David. No, you're all good. All good, mate. And also, yeah, pork chops, chips, salad, and eggs. Says Cooper Cronk. And also, gimme now. Is Wolf Blood. Player leaving the feet. I believe that time it was against Waisenea Thalevu. And now Samoa, they could take on the 3, but I think instead they'll go for the 7. Try and kick it for the corner. What do they decide? I think they're going for the corner. They are risking it. D'Angelo Leola stayed down a little bit longer. Plays for Waikato in the Bunnings EPC, and also Fafa's one-trick pony. A hoist the box kick and fling the blonde wig, says the Rogue. So, yeah, I think that's why they've decided to give him the bench spot rather than starting, just to see whether or not that helps him out. Yes, I'm late eating breakfast at 12 and lunch later, says Cooper Cronk. Right, what do Samoa decide? It looks like Rodney Orner is going to kick it for the touchline. I like it. I like the aggression from Samoa. They know that they need tries, and bro, tonight it's like 3 World Cup finals, 3 games in a row. I'm super pumped. Y'all says that it was Marco Vonapola. And the thing is, Ireland, New Zealand, Australia, England, South Africa, Wales. 3 huge games. But I think the dark horse game of the weekend is Argentina versus Scotland, because they're both 1-1 as well. And Scotland last game played very well. Argentina, they'll have the passion. They'll have Pablo Matera back for this game. So, yeah, 7:10 a.m. tomorrow morning is going to be epic. See how it goes. Right, well shut down straight away from Fiji for the rolling ball. Ray Nui goes through the side and does get an extra metre or 2. A little bit of a counter-ruck there from Fiji now. Once again, crashing forward. Manu Samoa, they do need a try in this first half if they do want a good chance of being able to win it. That was Olajuwon Noah. Once again, gets 1 or 2 extra. Eritare Enri off to Ray Nui. 3 tries last week. Can he cross the dotted line one more time? Now back across. It'll be a drop ball, unfortunately. Naya Thalevu now off to Vanaya Habosi. Ball on the outside. Lamani gives it off on the inside to Botetu, who kicks it forward. But that was actually a forward pass. I'm expecting the ABs to take care of business this evening, Amish. That's my theory anyway. Says David the Mod there. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. See what All Blacks side turns up. Because I mentioned it, if we see the All Blacks play like they did in the first match, they will win the series. If we see the All Blacks play like they did in the second match, Ireland will win the series. And it's going to be just that big question. World Rugby seedings could re-scramble by tomorrow morning, says Rogue. Exactly right. We could see, I mean, if Wales beats South Africa somehow, I mean, they'll be the highest that they've been in a very, very long time. Even now, I think they're the highest that they've been in a very long time. Currently 26 minutes through this one. Michael Alatoa has not finished looking at Manasa Solo. That seems to be a little bit of a battle going on. Both men playing tight head prop for their respective teams. One a Manu Samoa, one a Fijian Drua prop, and then the other actually used to play for the Crusaders, but now plays for Leinster. And that is Michael Lautoka. Now Frank Lamani about to feed this ball in for the Fijians. The ball has gone in. It's a good push as well. Albert Tuisui help him bring it forward a little bit more. So far, Samoa, they did very well not to give away. Oh, now they've given away the penalty advantage. They got very unlucky there. Frank Lamani, he tried to step and he's just almost broken his own ankle in the process. Flopping over the top of the ball there, Samoa. They will be penalised for that. And that is going to be now a penalty in favour of Fiji. They've taken the quick tip. Oh, they went on the mark. It's unfortunate because Tuisui was going to be going, come on, Manu. And there's us, says Rogan, also him, come to think of it, Hamish, I think my 12 pack is not enough. Going to grab another 12 and put the green in the coconut, says Gunspark. Or Gunspark there, in honor of in honor of Kiwi lads reaching 14k subs. I'm going to drink beer, rum and coke, says David the Mod. So it sounds like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's probably a monumental occasion, not just with the rugby, but also milestones for us on the channel is huge. As our Island are now making a new club competition, apparently. Hey, Xavier, I assume that is the link that you sent me on the Discord. Possibly, I'm not very confident with the ABs tonight, so I have a cone to settle my nerves. Says Marco Vonopola. Yeah, it's going to be a big game for the Kiwis. We are going to be starting that at 6:30, I believe it is. That we will be starting that live stream. And also, we have got Ireland should have beaten New Zealand in the third ODI cricket match, be it a B-side. But New Zealand's never say a die attitude got them through. And happy for 20, Johnny, says Sebastian there. And go money, one more win. Now pass back across. There's Matavesi now goes off. Little kick him behind from Ben Vulavula. Mistake from the rear for Mai. The ball's gone up. Now ball off to Habosi. Rear mistake from that man. And he slammed it down as well. He's frustrated. I'm starting to rethink. You will win World Cup next year because Scotland beat Argentina. Wales beat South Africa. Ireland beat ABs. And, well, nothing new for England, Australia. But anyway, as I says, Wolfblood, yeah, a little bit 50-50 for pretty much all of the series for everyone, which is absolutely awesome to see that the competition slowly getting closer and closer. Go money, one more win, says Va'afuti there. Okay, they want the scrum feed here for Fiji. Still with 10 minutes left in the half. Still plenty of time. How Samoa are coming. I just joined, says Mark. So we've seen a few mistakes early on from Samoa with the handling errors. Couple penalties that go against them, and that is how Fiji actually managed to get themselves the try from the momentum caused by that penalty. But other than that, they've been looking decent with the ball in hand. A couple of those guys are going to be absolute keys for them in that back line, the likes of Rodney Orner. And also 50k subs by the end of the World Cup, says Xavier. It is a huge milestone if we were able to get somewhere near there. But at this stage, I mean, the fact that our goal by the end of this year, I think, was 2,500, and we are now sitting on 14,000, tells you that we normally aim a little bit too low. So maybe 50,000 is possible, and except for France and Japan, though, says Wolfblood, and also Samoa brought Butterfingers to dinner. Shake my head, says ABL. Yeah, a lot of mistakes, and now another penalty advantage for Fiji on the 22. Frank Lamani sells the dummy, couple steps. He's broken 3 tackles, and Frank Lamani does score the try for Fiji. And they've got themselves another, now sitting 12 points to 3. And 420, here we come. I'm warming up right now for that time of day. And also, sounds good. Says it was David the Modern. England will be without their true leader, Maro Itoje Wallabies, for the series win. Says Rogue, yeah, massive hit having Maro Itoje out after the last match. But this was nice from Fiji. They saw the short side. They saw the advantage. And Frank Lamani sold the dummy, broke through 1 tackle, broke through 2, broke through 3. Now, the thing is, they weren't huge tackle attempts because the players just weren't able to catch up to him. He was just through Frank Lamani. And also, who was Drew a Player of the Year? Says Xavier. That's a good question. Probably Vinaya Habosi, I would give it to anyway. Just with how well we played on the wing. And GT game over Samoa lost, says, well, Flood, not over yet. We have still got plenty of time. Remember the score of that Tonga versus Samoa games. Tonga were up 18 points to 3. And Fiji, they have had a decent lead up against, I think it was Australia A, if I'm not wrong. But the big thing is Samoa, they were able to fight their way back. And also, what does the bet says Wolfblood? And also, I mean, it's at the moment, I'd say that the betting odds will be definitely in favour of Fiji with a 9-point lead. They'll be hoping to convert this with Ben Vulavula. I can't light up since I just woke up. I have just swayed through the effect of the night's blunt, or last night's blunt hasn't completely worn off yet. How is your trip going in England, Sebastian? Hope it is all going smoothly for you. Ben Vulavula lines it up, and he has got it over. So now the score is 14 points to Fiji and 3 to Samoa. And if Fiji win, does Australia A win the tournament? They do indeed. So Fiji at this point, they may cost Samoa the title, but they would be able to get themselves maybe into second, depending on how much they win it for. And what team for you? For Bunnings NPC says it was Wolf Blood. I'd say if I had to pick a team, I do enjoy watching Tasman play. I'm kind of, once again, halfway through and constantly on the high, says Sebastian. As I hope Fozzie sorts out their midfield, which was atrocious last week. Yeah, I see that he has gone with Rieko Ioane and David Havili this week. Although I also saw a comment in an interview, which was Ian Foster saying it's on the players now, which isn't really what you want to hear from a coach. You want to hear what he's trying to do to work out how to fix the problems that they have. But instead he's gone, it's up to the players to fix them. I'm just here. And also, to pass the blunt, bro, I need to take, or a toke, says Rogan. Also, I got two teams I want to win, and they're versing each other in the first round. Says Wolf Blood, nice tackle made by Habosi on Danny Tawala. And the penalty goes the way of Fiji. Once again, I pick Fiji to win this. And there says Cooper Cronk. Currently 32 and a half minutes through. Still another 7.5 minutes left of this game for the first half, that is. But Danny Tawala, another handling error. He's had quite a few throughout this match. Or in fact, that time he has been penalised on the ground for not releasing. And also put Tamatine in for halfback, says Nikki for Ma'i. Yeah, at the moment they have got Eritare Enri and Jonathan Tamatine. Did very well last week. One's gone into touch. But quite a few changes for Fiji and Samoa throughout this match, I should mention, because we did see Samuel Slade get injured for the Samoans. That was a great shot from Vinaya Habosi. Straight away, the penalty. That was a very quick penalty. Won by Viliami Botito, and also Green So Good. You still blaze when you wake up. Love that. And also we have got their Samoa from P2, and also I know I am in Wellington, but I support Waikato and Magpies, because Wellington bad, says Wolf Blood. And also Samoa, says P2 there as well, about 17 times it now. Going to be taken nicely by Ratunai Arawa. Now, Matavisi waiting for it at the back. It looks like it's taken nicely by... Oh, it's a knock on once again in the breakdown. In fact, in the rolling maul, and no spamming, please. Here's Sebastian there as well. But now it will be Samoa's chance to have the scrum. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be back for the Ireland versus New Zealand match, alongside all the matches for Fiji and Samoa at international level in the future. So be sure, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We cover Super Rugby as well for the Fijian Draw and Moana Pacifica. We get to see a few of these players overseas in the other competitions, such as the Gallagher Premiership, the top 14. And still think Samoa for the W, but the forwards getting bullied, says Abigail there. And also Danny Dweller's hands are more slippery than a hand sanitizer, says Rogue there. I haven't heard that one before. It's a new one. Currently time in opposition 22, pretty even. 2 minutes 11 compared to 2 minutes and 4 in this contest. But Eritare Enri about to feed this ball in for Samoa. 40 metres out from their own line here. It's a big push from Fiji, huge push, but they have now gone short side. Naria Fama'i, not with a huge lot of space, or a huge amount of space, but he's done well to keep in the field of play. Now Michael Alalatoa, a rear run from the tight head prop. And Bro Samasoni dropped from the 23 for the ABs tonight. Any idea why? Sounds to me Fozzie is panicking, says Jobo. I thought we would see Dane Coles earlier than we did, to be honest, because I have no idea how match fit he is. I'd assume that he's good to go. But yeah, Samasoni Takiaro, I think out of the two players last week, I probably would have ended up dropping Cody Taylor and gone Samasoni Takiaho and Dane Coles instead if you were to take out one of those two. And also, I lived in Auckland all my life, gave up on the Blues a long time ago. I'm a Crusaders supporter, says Cooper Cronk. And also, check round 4 for the Bunnies NPC, or NPC, Ice Hawke's Bay versus Harbour, not for the Ranfurly Shield. The reason behind that, or also, never mind, I know why, yeah. They've got another challenge before then, so it's kind of, they want to make sure that it is still there. And then the other side of things that might play factor is depending on whose home game it is. 35 minutes through. And that's a Salo. Still looking huge and fresh in the front row. Lamani looking fired up for this game. Of course, during the haka, all of those guys, and also have to win that one first. And also, I think we should have played. Would hold on to the ball more. And also, have you heard from Katie recently, Hamish? I realize we haven't heard from her in weeks. Sebastian, I did hear from her a little while ago on Discord. She was just saying that she will be taking a little bit of a break from the stream. So that is probably why you haven't seen her too much. But I think she's still been watching along with the rugby and whatnot, just not in the streams for a bit of time. And also we've got their People PP, I think that is, from Ash Winnie, and also Cozy Taylor has been out of form since the extension of the mower, says Rogue. So yeah, quite a while, I guess you could say, for him. But I think it's kind of balancing on the back of the fact that he had a good Super Rugby 2 years ago, that he's still getting selected. Because to be honest, for the Crusaders, I think Brody McAllister was probably the better option. And also, did you see Nakarawa sign with Castros and wants to play in the 23 Cup? Their squad will be strong, says Anoi. Yeah, they've certainly got some good options. Frank Lamani kicks it downfield. Now waiting for it to come down. It is going to be taken nicely by Danny Tuala. Let's kick it back down the middle of the field. It's bouncing awkwardly. Frank Lamani controls it beautifully, and now the back line starts to open up again. Ben Villavilla decides that he does want to go for the 50-22 attempt, but it's gone straight down the middle of the park. Sits up awkwardly straight away for the number 15 now. Nice pass across. Ronnie Orna. Oh, no, it's knocked on the ground again, though. There's so many mistakes from Samoa. Every time they run the ball, sadly, it has just fallen out. And also, was Fiji bumped up to a Tier 1 nation when Japan was or are they still Tier 2? I remember there was talk of them moving up. I think they're relatively close. But I think they're still counted as Tier 2, sadly, for them. But they will be very close. Doesn't Katie have her own channel? I think she does, but it's just got the one video about Vincent Koch on it for the Saracens. I think other than that, not too many other ones. And Ramfurly Shield matches second counties for third or fourth, I think that is, or fourth round Harbour, then the sixth round Southland, seventh round Wellington, and then ninth round the big one Tasman and Argood. I just want to make sure people are all right. The relief for seeing Steve Smith after so long was amazing. Yeah, the fact that we hadn't seen him for I'd say a good 6 months at least. And then all of a sudden he comes back. And it was just in a comment section I saw him. And I think it was for, what game would it have been? It might have been Ireland versus New Zealand the very first week. On one of the preview ones, he literally just put good luck to both teams. And I was like my face kind of went, well, hang on, Steve's back. And that's the thing. Even without the donation side of it, it's still huge and awesome to see him here. Just because of like you mentioned, the relief of going, okay, he is all right. He hasn't disappeared off the face of the earth. He's here, I guess, for the long haul. And yeah, it's been interesting last few weeks, I should say. And also, what's Grumlad's YouTube video? It was just one of Vincent Koch, because they said something about how the guy it was something about, what did he say? There was an injury, and he said he's just rubbing Vincent's cock or something like that came through. And it says, I swear, is in VAR streams, says Xavier Brown. And also we have got there, do you think the Irish guy who's played in every game so far will be tired today, coming off the bench second row? So I think that's Kieran Treadwell, isn't it? He has had a lot of time in recent history. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not he is still match fit, because he did actually play in the recent match for the Māori All Blacks. But I think he should be all right. As long as he doesn't need to be relied on real early on, he should be all good to go. But that one has gone over, and now Fiji have got themselves a 17-3 lead. And I believe that is going to be halftime, more than likely. Yes, it is halftime in this contest, 17-3. So 14 points difference between these two sides. And also we've got the swear if Samoa wins. I need to know what butter they are using on their hands. And also show me here, come on lads. And also I prefer to hear it as Vincent Koch in there as well, says Rogue. And also we have got, they said Samasoni off the bench was great, but when they lost last November twice in a row, Cody Muddle, 3 games, Samasoni dropped. Bro, this makes me stressed. Luckily it's 4:20 soon. And while the boy did beat Tasman, the Bay did beat Tasman 34-22 last year for the Ramfurly Shield. And they're very impressive. And he is, I think I've seen him there, says David the Mulder. Also, you see Smith went MIA. And now he's blessed us with his legendary presence, says Marco Vanapola. So, yeah, all of a sudden he's just kind of appeared just through the rubble, I guess you could say. And Tana Umanga says Gunspark. And there, but yeah, I do see Ed Fidel. I don't think he's going to be playing in this game, unfortunately, but he's a dangerous man for Manawa too during the Bunnings NBC. And I cannot wait for that competition to start back up. It's going to be epic. see how it does end up going. Manasa he's not playing in this game for Fiji, but he will certainly be one to watch out for throughout the Super Rugby Pacific competition next year. The camera's still on. Okay, they were showing the camera in the changing room, and then the guy was leaving, but they didn't cut away to the camera. That was different. We've just actually, at halftime, we've ticked over to 1 hour exactly on this live stream. So anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Fiji, they've been able to score 2 tries, Tuisui and also Frank Lamani. So both doing very nicely getting those ones. And also we have got there, Hamish, you have to call, you'll start calling Steve Sugar Daddy in there. Well, George does say Sugar Daddy Steve. That is what he says. And through the rubble in it, oh, indeed, Perth, he says Sebastian there. Perth does get a bad rap, doesn't it? A little bit. Oh, Rugby Championship returns August 7th. They've just shown it. And also we have got there, what do you call a sleepy Fijian? I'm not too sure what that last word is, so I feel bad for reading it out just in case it's something bad. But at this stage, one team that certainly aren't sleeping in this first half is Fiji. They have looked strong, and they look like a team who might be able to knock Samoa out of that second spot, because at the end of the day, if Fiji get themselves 2 more tries, they will actually end up being leading compared to Samoa, but they will still be in second. I should have mentioned there as well. And also Winters North versus South playing. I don't think they've got another game that I know of. They did only do it as a one-time thing. I wish they'd do it more often, though, because those games are always very entertaining. See who does end up getting the better of them. But yeah, for now, just the one game has been through a nice stadium as Perth, Optus Stadium. And yeah, it is very nice indeed. You get to see that really just, I mean, the light show at Perth Stadium is enough to make you want to go there anyway, for Optus Stadium. But yeah, it's awesome seeing games played there. And also at Samoa, and for someone who sleeps restlessly and tosses in turn, says Rogue. And then also hello, Brandon, says Sebastian, to Brandon for hey, David Ahmad, and Sebastian in there as well. Currently halftime in this contest. You'd have to say the handling errors are something that have really let down Samoa in this match. And they're probably at about 6 or 7 throughout this first half. A few penalties against them, but overall, I'd say that the penalty count probably pretty 50-50. But we will have to wait and see exactly who does end up getting the better of the second half. But nonetheless, I guess we just have to wait, see exactly who does it. Do let me know who you think will be getting the first try of the second half, ladies and gentlemen. The player, I didn't guess Tuisui for the first half. I probably should have, because he did end up doing very nicely. I did actually mention him as one of the key players in my preview as well. But I would say, I'm going to say Tamani Valu. He's not out on the field at the moment, but when he comes off the bench, he's going to do well. And also we have got there BF stepdad, grandma's best friend that works at Panatas Hamish. Says Gunspark there. Well, the Bunnies NPC coming back on August 5th. So there's a few competitions that are just around the corner from getting underway. And we will be covering a majority of them on the channel as well. We will be trying to squeeze in as many games as we can. Surely a comeback. Come on, lads. Yeah, very similar scoreline to what we saw between Tonga and Samoa. And Samoa were able to fire back in that one, but the possession, 57% in favour of Fiji. Penalties conceded 7 against Manu Samoa. Handling errors actually 6-all in this one. And also Gunsmoke, LMAO. And also, did you get my message about the bed mats? I believe that one from earlier on about the divider by and whatnot. If that was it, then yes, I did. And also here to support the boys for Fiji, says Rebecca. And speaking of supporting the boys, the Commonwealth Games Sevens is not too far away. And we are going to be covering that on the channel as well. And do NPC guys get a good wage? It wouldn't be any more than a normal kind of 9-to-5 job, I wouldn't think. Like some of them might be on like 50,000 if they're lucky. Like it wouldn't be a huge amount. Some of them still have to work other jobs to go alongside it. And here we go, Hamish. Good luck today. You need a Red Bull sponsor for days like this, says Charlotte Cocky. There is plenty of rugby on. Still got another probably about 12 to 15 hours of streaming to go. And what about a small Fijian? And there says Rogan Go Manu, says Farella. And also Brewer says Nitty. And Tamani Valu coming on means Ben Vullavulla might be coming off. And Botitu just on the fly half position, methinks, says Simi Souza. And too much handling errors, which doesn't help as their scrum is getting dominated too. Hopefully halftime adjustments are made, says Abiel. Yeah. Because the thing is, it's not actually wet out there other than, I guess, maybe a little bit of slipperiness on the hands. And hey, Hamish, old George walked into my little joke last week, says David. He did indeed. It's very hard to say without saying it, isn't it? I just learned when I was trying to avoid it. But at this stage, the NPC is going to be starting up in only 20 days' time. The Premier League comes back in 14 days' time. We actually want to do a little bit more of the Premier League on the Kiwi Lad Sport this year, alongside the Bunnings NBC, the Rugby Championship, and we have also got the Commonwealth Games coming up around that kind of same time, a little bit earlier on, and clock goes slow and very cold there. And also good to see the Fijian forwards deliver throughout the whole comp, despite the mad performance against Australia A by the fly halves. Predictions is on paternity leave for this game. And Sammy So's there, because I think I mentioned it in my preview as well. I think the best way to use like the three of them, if you're thinking about the inside centre, halfback, and fly half, I think they need to all be Fijian rural players for it to work well. So you've got Frank Lamani, Tete Tela, and then Kalaviti Ravovo. If you don't go with those three, though, it doesn't seem to quite work with just Tete Tela and Frank Lamani. Seems to be something kind of disappears in that structure. We did see that last week. And also, we have got their NPC baby. And there says Gunsmark. And also, as the game live says, Farella Brown, we will be doing the commentary for it. And it is a live game currently, but we aren't able to show match footage or audio, sadly. And also, we have got the Bunnings NBC 7. And also, do you think the English feel right at home, as it is Aussie from Sydney, and they've been at Randwick all week? I mean, like, yeah, it's going to be interesting, because England, for me, even though they've lost Mara Toshe, have still got a pretty decent crack of being able to win it. Start slow and end low. Says doing and Sam Kane to dominate Omani for his core sledge, says Rogie. It's going to be interesting to see how Sam Kane fires back. I hope that lights a fire under him, because if he just goes out there and plays like he normally would, it's not going to be enough, I don't think, if Fiji will win. Says Sully there, yeah, currently with a very nice lead, sitting 17 points to 3. 2 tries, Albert Tuisui scoring the first one, and then Frank Lamani, the explosive halfback, able to get himself the second. But I will ask this question again. I did actually ask it on the last live stream. The Commonwealth Games is coming up. It's going to involve Fiji, Samoa, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, you name it. They are going to be there. So my question is, we're going to be doing the rugby sevens, but what other sports are you guys interested in possibly seeing on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel, which is our other channel where we do provide our commentary? Are there any other sports that you guys are quite interested in for possibly getting the chance to see? And also true, says Sully there. And speaking of the draw, they'll probably sign up a few overseas players with the emphasis on local boys. And we'll see what happens prior to next season, says Samasosa. And also Eddie didn't play for Australia, even though he was in the first team at Randwick as hooker, as they chose the second team hooker, says Xavier. Beach volleyball is there from Sebastian League, says Cooper Cronk. Basketball, says Xavier. And swimming, says Brandon, in there as well as another option. And I guess the next question is, do you guys just want to see, like, if I was to do those other ones, do you just want to see the Kiwis competing, like New Zealand? Or would you prefer to see like just kind of all the international type thing? And also women's pole vault and rhythmic gymnastics, please, says the Rogue there. And also local New Zealand Rugby League. And go Fiji, go, says Sully. But now, ready to go for this contest. It's going to be awesome. Botitu making his way back out there. Man, that man in the background looked like Richie Moong, although he's playing for the All Blacks later on tonight, and NRL or Kiwis. And there says Cooper Cronk. See, we did end up doing State of Origin lawn bowls. Says Xavier, the thing is, my mum does play a bit of lawn bowls, or she did anyway, so maybe we get her on for a commentary one. Who do you think will win? Says Sully, before the match, I said Samoa by 5, but I said it could easily be Fiji by 5 as well. I'm sticking with, I'm going to go, actually, I think I'm changing my mind a little bit. I think Fiji win it, and I think they win it by about 5. Don't mind which I see, as long as I see them. I've noticed that word sounds very close to something else when you talk real quick, so that's why I didn't say it out loud. How about NRL 9? And there says Apiata. I am actually going to be doing some more NRL on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel, so be sure to check that out, as we did do State of Origin, and me and my dad might end up doing a little bit more of the NRL for the Warriors, and also just a few of the other games. And also Change was live at Risking It All, stream it live on YouTube. And there as well, says ABO, and also we were there, Genesis on and also Dan Bro. Boring as all I follow is rugby. That's it, really. And Rugby League World Cup in October. Kiwis have a strong team, says Cooper Cronk. Yeah, we will be doing the Rugby League World Cup. Also, FIFA World Cup will be coming up at the Kiwis for swimming, says Brandon there as well. Good counter ruck from the Fijians to start the second half off, but now still in the hands of Samoa, 25 metres out. One more across the Rodney Orner. Nice tackle made. Samoa around the side. You'd have to say he was close to offside there, Nasove. started every single match. Eritare Inori having a work hard. It's a penalty to Samoa. Come on, surely that's not a taboo word. It's a clothing item. I know it's like I can say it. It just sounds very close. Like if you say it 5 times fast, it sounds like another word that can get you cancelled in an instant. If you know what word I'm talking about. Because I put the emphasis in the wrong place. And also, I could not focus your mouth talk too much, and my ears are irritable or irritate. And as I said, Pele, so I'm sorry about your eardrums, mate. Hopefully they do get nicely recovered. Maybe stick an ice cube in it. Might end up helping out. And also, what's up, and also Samoa still in it to win it. Let's go, baby. And hey, guys, I just put my bets down for the All Blacks game for the first time, says Tesla. Did you back New Zealand or Ireland? Do let me know. Now about to throw this one in. Only a few meters out from the line here, and it's a good attacking opportunity. Actually already making the change, and Australia won't sound racist. And there says Rogue. Now, nice rolling maul for Samoa. This is the try. And Samoa, they fire back with the first try of the second half. Very nicely done. It is the replacement number 16. It's been able to get it. And now, 42 minutes in, Samoa. They seem like they're just a second half team. And Big Love Tesla, good luck with your bet. Says, say Lala Lamb was the man who did score. And also, Joe says Rogan also had, buddy. Says David the Mod to Tesla. In there as well. I mean, I know that some people would say the safest bet you can make is Will Jordan to score a try. But the problem is one day he's not going to score a try. And that will be the day that everyone has a whole heap of money on them. Aussie trying to keep up with the posts. And there says Cooper Cronk. And also Samoa still in it to win it. Let's go, says Conan. And yeah, they are looking very decent at the moment. And Australia A will be very happy with Fiji in the lead, meaning they're the overall winners if Samoa don't strike back. And Fiji, says Fiji crew, and say Ireland. Ireland? There we go. I know that some people say Ireland, a little bit more of a and they're like you're a pirate. But Rodney, yawn. About to kick this on a halftime finish. Says Sully there, and also ironic how Jordan is wearing number 23 last week. I was wearing number 23 last week, says Rogue. That one has gone over. And now Samoa, they're going to be sitting on 10 points. And 17 for Fiji. And what's the score? It says for Rilla Brown, it is currently 17 points to 10. Big love, guys. I went with Will Jordan to score first. Oh, you didn't even just go with him to score. You went with him to score first. That's riskier, Tesla. But, I mean, fair play. You've taken the ball by the horns and you've got your fingers crossed. How much did you put on him, Tesla, out of curiosity? Just because I feel like if he scores, then we'll be looking straight at you in the chat. And it just depends who will break next to him. And so he's definitely a player that is always there at the right time, says Gunspark. Yeah, he's very good with his vision, I think, Will Jordan. Eritare Inori now kicks it in behind. It looks like an awkward swirling one close to the touchline. One in Nyolo. It's been able to clean it up now. Finds the offload to Tuithuvu. Good tackle made on him by Jordan Taufua on the halfway line now. Samoa trying to counter ruck, and it's worked out not too badly. Say Lala Lamb is going to be getting in there and helping turn the ball over. Still Samoa's. Now say Lala Lamb, it wasn't the best pass. It's going to be taken by Denny Tawala, although unfortunately he did drop it all. That was a bit rough. And it looks like there's going to be a bit of push and shove here as well. D'Angelo Leula. Right, we're not too far off fists being swung here, but it looks like everyone's relatively calm, or as calm as you can be. And Tesla Elon Musk to score first on Twitter. And also only $20 is my first time betting on rugby. So that's still like $20 to get. I assume you get about 160 back. And be right back, going to go scream at my TV, says Rebecca. Also has Wainyolo playing for Fiji. He certainly is. He's out on the wing. Gita Wainyolo. And he is on the right wing for this match until Tuisova comes back or comes onto the field. And Manu Samoa will win, says Pele. Yeah, the whistle had gone. So that, for me, that's almost got to be a penalty in favour of Samoa, I would think. Okay, I think it is actually going to be the scrum fee for Fiji, though, and Hamish Blackcaps win merely win series. Ireland winning by 1 wicket in the first, 1 by 3 wickets, and 1 by 1 run in the third match. Yeah, they've been very close. Also, Elon getting sued by Twitter for pulling out of buying Twitter, says Tesla. And also, we have got there, not Wainyolo, says Rogan. Also, nicely, says Stamish bang on with the 10 out of 10 from Sebastian there as well. Oh, big push. And that's a penalty to Fiji. Once again, yeah, that's the thing. I know all the betting odds a little bit too well, I guess you could say. Like, I don't put bet on because I'm terrible at guessing. And where do I find the video of Fiji and Samoa playing? World Rugby website will be able to help you out there. And oh my God, it's Jordan Talfua. Oi, Soli, you were supposed to be an All Blacks. So, and also that is Fiji. Says Sully there as well. The best team will win. Says Tui there. But now Fiji kicking for the corner. And now about 15 metres out. They know that they've got a strong front row. I believe it was Big Manasa Solo just bulldozing his way forward towards the youngster Aki Seoli. Okay, they need to close the gap. Or they are closing the gap too much, I should say. 46 minutes through this contest. It is Sam Matavisi. Will now be going for the line out. It's going to be taken nicely by Ratanai Arawa. Now going off to the short side. Now Sorve backing himself. Great run forward. About 10 extra metres made now around the side. Frank Lamani has to commit to the breakdown. Albert Tuisui tries to use that big size and frame that he's got. And can't let Fiji in again. Or it's over, says Cooper Cronkin. Thanks, mate, for your time to give everyone our game result. Says it was from Pele. No worries at all, mate. And we do every single game that we can of the Pacific Nations Rugby. That's a brilliant run. 10 metres out from the line now. Manasa Solo decides to back himself. Still getting closer and closer, looking for the penalty advantage. Has to roll out the legs. He's done well, though. I believe that was Fritzley. Now Frank Lamani has been told to use it. Going back off to the short side to Albert Tuisui. Good counteract from Samoa. Brilliant work from Jordan Talfua. And it's almost popped out the side. I believe it's going to be just on the side of Fiji. Boy, that was close for Samoa. Getting it back and also, I'd say, yeah. And then also bring the bucket of Carver in for the boys, says Chris. Now, nice back line. Wyeth Levu tries to find the offload. It was risky, and it's another double knock on in this contest. Scrum feed going the way of Samoa. But 47 minutes through this game, only 7 points difference. If Samoa score next, they will be very close to get them back into this contest. And the Fijian fans, they look nervous at the moment. One of those guys kind of look like BJ Penn from the UFC, if you guys know who that is. Currently, Fiji sitting 17 points to 10, like I mentioned, 7 points. I mean, we knew it was going to be a close game. Fiji have been right there a few times. I think once Joshua Tuisova comes off the bench, it's going to be danger for Manu Samoa. So they need to get themselves a few extra points in this first little 20-minute period of the second half. Come on, Fiji, says Sully there as well. But Nyatha Levu just play for State Francais in the top 14 alongside Nalila Mape and actually a couple other Fijians have made their way into that side. As I understood our Fiji. And go Fiji, says Robert there. So I hope you are doing well, mate. I think when do the Broncos play the Titans? That is a little bit later on tonight, isn't it? We will try our best to keep you updated with that one if you aren't already watching it, of course. Oh, Tesla, have you done the bet on a New Zealand player to score first because they've got the bonus bet if it doesn't come through? I've just actually seen it on my Tribe app. That it's bet on any New Zealand player to score the first try, get up to $50 back in a bonus bet if they don't. I don't want to get caught drinking alcohol by my crazy Islander wife, so I'm going to stay undercover. I could also, brother, could you please create a poll saying which is better to drink, Carver or Vailima Lager? Will I end up getting possibly a lot of angry people, Sebastian, for that one? The Bastui Silva says Silly and go Manu. And then go Manu Samoa. It's another penalty in favour of Fiji. Manasa Salo, he's been tuning up for this one during the Wallabies England match. There's Robert there, but it's a big push. But it just became the squeeze from Fiji. And also, no pun intended, says the Rogue. And the Anjo team on 4:45. So I believe Fiji will take on the 3 here just because it seems like a very good option and didn't work from the start. So why push? Says Gunspark there. Yeah, that one was pretty wayward. And then they decided to go anyway, didn't they? They should have possibly just taken a step back and gone, right, this hasn't worked at all. Then Vulavula, he's got that one over again. And also we have the cover wicket in this, David. That kick has gone over. 10 points difference now between the two sides. It's basically determined how many Fijians and Samoans are in the chat. Fijians will vote Carver, Samoans are Vailima. And there as well, says Sebastian. So what is, this is going to sound like such a basic question to some people, but what is the difference between them? Because I know Carver, people talk about it coming from, is it from a plant of some sort? So what is Vailama compared to it? Is Volivala ex-Crusaders? I believe so. Yeah, Ben Volivala, he's been all around the place, hasn't he? And also Vailama and Taula for me, please, says Rogue. And also, which soft drink brand is popular in New Zealand? Coca-Cola versus Pepsi versus thumbs up. Probably Coca-Cola and Pepsi are the two big ones. Coca-Cola may be the biggest, and Vailima is beer. Okay. All right, so Vailima is beer. Carver is made from a root, I believe, says David there as well. And everybody drinks Carver, though, says Rebecca. And hi, everyone, says Amelia. Welcome back. If you are doing well, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back for Ireland versus New Zealand. Going to be an entertaining matchup on the halfway line now. Fiji have got themselves another penalty. They are just showing Vinaya Habosi. His legs just keep on going. Now, Sam Matavisi about to throw it in Coca-Cola, and the Carver is Fijian Ava in Samoan as well. And also Carver is made from a plant root, and Carver is from a root plant, whereas Vailama is a distilled beer sold at retailers. Says Rogue there, and Strictly Heineken, says Cooper Cronk. And one goes to the point, and the other puts you in the best choir in the world, or puts you in the best choir in the world, says Gunspoke. Or Gunspark, sorry, and also keep it up, says Sully. And yes, go Fiji, go and drink water, kids. Let's go, Manu, says Chris. And nicely done once again from the Samoans in the scrum, but it has actually gone the penalty the way of Fiji, from Samoa in this match. Penalties conceded 10 against Samoa, 6 against Fiji. And also, my great auntie blatantly refused pancake parlor. So I'm going to take her to Nando's instead, says Amelia. And hey, Brandon says a Robert there. Okay, so Roni Mawai just decided to take it from the wrong side, and look at them alcoholics in the chat showing off the expertise in drinks, says Sebastian. And yeah, that's the thing. I realized it a couple months ago. I think you guys were there, or a few of you were anyway, when we were talking about the rugby or some sort of topic and no one really knew too much. And then it went to alcohol and everyone joined in the chat. But Eritara Inori, he has gone off the field, and that is for Jonathan Tamatine, who is now at the back of the rolling maul for Samoa. Fiji have defended their rolling maul extremely well, though. A pass back across. Rodney Orner trying to go through. Oh, he hasn't found the offload, and it's another knock on, but it becomes a penalty for Samoa. It's Carvanor, says Rogue, for politician drinking an alcoholic beverage. And also she told me she wasn't a fan of pancakes, and Samoa always come up in the last minute, says Tommy. They certainly do. They did well up against Tonga in their last match. In their match last week, I meant other way around. Okay, they're going to be taking the 3 points on offer for Manu Samoa, maybe. What do they want? Do they want the 3? Or do they just take a tap and go? What are they deciding? They are taking the 3 points. And also, thanks in advance, guys. There's a kid named Bullet. And also, hey, guys, I'm late to the party. Can anyone tell me what the halftime score was? I made the first half bet, and I'm sweating at the moment, says kid named Bullet. So the first half finished 17 points to 3 in favor of Fiji. So does that help your bet, or is that not good? Possibly. And Samoa always come up in the last minutes, and also not me, Rob. I love a drink, says Sebastian. Halftime score was 17-3. And then thanks, brother, says a kid named Bullet. Was that a win for yourself? Hopefully. You let me know. I got Paper Man. Congratulations, mate. And Bulavanaka says Waisia there as well. Hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you are excited for the rest of this game. Currently sitting 13 points to Samoa, 20 points to Fiji. So only 7 points difference between these two sides. And that's a W, brother, says a kid named Bullet. And then Waikato draft equals yesh, says Rogue. 26 minutes left. Jason Ryan, the Crusaders scrum coach, is actually there for the Fijians currently, and also went for over 17.5 points. Oh, nicely done. So only just, but it is a win. And a win is a win, of course. So, yeah, good job. Have you got anything else for this game left, a kid named Bullet, or is it just that one? And also in my part of New Zealand, we have a beer called Waikato. And there as well says it was David the Mod. It's believed to be brewed by angels in heaven, which explains its nectar like sensational taste. There you go. And also, do you remember these Fijian and Samoan B or C teams? Most of their players are overseas. Says Frank Smith. I mean, we've actually got quite a few of the internationals back. So it's good to see. I would say, like, if you had to rank it as a B side, a C side, and whatnot, like, at worst, it's a A.5 team. Like, it's a halfway between A and B. They are still missing a couple overseas players for both of the teams, but overall, they got pretty good sides. Oh, that one's gone into touch. Like, for Samoa, they've got Jordan Taufua now in their lineup. For Fiji, they've got the likes of Joshua Tuisova back. Now, nothing left waiting on the All Blacks to win either half, and best of luck. And much love all the way from South Africa, says a kid named Bullet. And yeah, we are going to be covering that South Africa-Wales game a little bit later on tonight. And Angels get pissed too at times, says Sebastian. And also, I'm not even 18 yet. And my mates have already said they are going to buy me alcohol for my birthday, says Amelia. And also go, Manu, still plenty of time. There certainly is. And also, look at these drinkers where you and I are drinking water, says Robert there. I mean, it's just one of those ones that are all down to preference. I actually got a delivery earlier on in the day, which some of you guys who were here for Tonga versus Australia will know. Someone came and knocked on the back door, and it was actually a, like, crate, or not a crate, but like a few cans of orange and mango fizzy drink stuff that I ordered online that I was like, that looks all right. So I decided I would try it. But yeah, that'll be my treat after the weekend. I'm only going to be 18 in 3 weeks. Says Amelia, nice run 4 from Olajuwon. Noah tries to get back up to his feet and continues driving the legs, but Albert Tuisui able to take him down. Jonathan Tamatene has to try and field that ball. Ronnie Orna gives it back across. Nice bit of stepping in the midfield from, I think that might have been possibly, yes, it's Yona once again. Goes back across. Sailala Lamb. Another carry. Great work from Jonathan Tamatene to join that breakdown, although he's just tip-tackled the number 17, so that might have gotten him in a little bit of trouble. And once again, Samoa have dropped the ball. Alaman Jones to hoist the series trophy overnight, says Rogue. And my mum keeps telling me to stop reminding because she says it'll make her feel old, says Amelia there. Hiretia Titi has made his way onto the park for Fiji more recently as well. That is after the penalty we saw from Ronnie Maui. And now Tuituvu kicking it back down the middle of the field. They're letting the ball bounce. That's a risky tactic for Samoa. Nigel Awong extremely quiet in this match. I think that's one of the first things that we've seen from him in the second half. And also, it looks like you're sitting in the middle of a running track, says it was there from Robert. I am a little bit, I guess you could say. Although I think this picture is from quite a bit before this game has taken place. Like, I think it's quite an old picture. And brother, what's a live channel to watch the game, please, says Ajilu. Hopefully I've said that correctly, but your best option is World Rugby's website. Should be able to see the game on there. So do try and check it out. If it doesn't work, it's mainly because of the country that you're living in. Unfortunately, it does seem to be a little bit, I guess, restrictive depending on where you are. But try out World Rugby's website. See whether or not it does help you out. And also we have got there, I can't wait for you to enjoy your first pint at the pub at Amelia. All wine pint for a little lad, glass of wine or fruit-based drink for the lady. And Stan in Australia, says Robert there as well. And Dark Angel. And all the best for your birthday, Amelia. David D'Angelo Leola goes for the kick in behind, looking for the 50-22. It's a decent strike, but it's just gone outside of the 22. And now Fiji will have themselves another line-out throw, currently sitting 57 minutes through this contest. And my old man spoke too much when the ABs play, but how quiet he goes and punches the air when they get a try against the Box in the 90s, says Gunspark. And that's the thing. Some people have different, I guess, little mechanisms. Some people swear like a sailor at the TV when a team's playing. Some people go completely quiet. Some people can't stop talking. I'm probably one of the ones who can't stop talking, hence why the commentary live stream seemed like a good balance. State of Origin feels back in 1980. And there says Brandon, yeah, there was a punch-up in State of Origin, which is something that a lot of people, I guess, have wanted to see for a while, but they knew that they weren't going to get to see it. Hello, Rogue. Can you help me, please? Says Angelo there. So, yeah, tell the World Rugby website is your best bet, Rogue, if you do want to let them know. And shout out to the dude who asked me where to stream the game. You're a real one. Says a kid named Bullet in there as well. And also we have got that, who asked where to stream the game. You're a real one. It is a lot better. Like, that's the thing. I don't mind helping people find the game, but it's always a little bit more hesitant when someone like just calls you a whole heap of names and then they're like, where's the game? But like if they ask, I always try and help them out. So we're like a sailor in front of the telly at the game, says Amelia, and also commentary is on point, Hamish. Beautiful calls, says Gunspark. Do appreciate that a lot, mate. And we have still got 4 more live streams coming tonight. And so as the ball says, Edwin, currently, once again, Samoa have sadly put that ball down. Olajuwon Noah did end up putting it down. Would have been able to run him for the try more than likely. There'll be a lot of people punching the air this weekend, says Cooper Cronk. And I swear like a K-Road hooker, even though I've never met one, says Rogue. Well, there you go. Fiji currently, like they've said, the last quarter that we've seen of the game, Fiji haven't really done too much, but Samoa have been their own worst enemies with all of those handling errors. Have made it very tricky for them. Lamani puts the ball in for the scrum, and it's still dominant. The scrum of the Fijians has been huge throughout this contest, and they do win themselves the penalty. Okay, they are saying Samoa would get a bonus point if the game finished now, but it wouldn't be enough to get them into first. I will show you guys the table, the way that it is sitting. There we go. And also, I suggest white wine. It's tamer, says Sebastian a little bit earlier on. And also, Fiji is frozen up like Elsa and Anna, says Rogue. There's a clip from a high school thing that we did for the prefects, because I used to be their videographer, if that's how you say it. I pretty much did all the editing and filming for them. And it was a Guess the Movie. And there's a clip of Isaac wearing an Elsa Frozen dress, mouth sinking frozen, that will never get shown, ever, to anyone. Maybe. We'll see. And let's go Fiji, says Rebecca in there as well. But a couple more changes. Luke Tagi makes his way out onto the field. And also, where is the game stream, says Varela Brown. World Rugby website, once again, is a good option. And also, we look at the my mum wants me to try Canadian Club or even Cruises, says Amelia there. I mean, there are a few decent options. And also, we get the Nitty Bro. Is there a link for me to watch the game live, please? Says Angelo there as well. I'll tell you what, I will try my best. One moment. I am willing to find the link myself. I don't actually know where to find it from this one. One moment. There we go. That might work. And also, we have got there, went with a mate to a pub here in England. Upon seeing my mate, the pub landlord said, not this tosser again, apparently. He's got previous for asshole behaviour, says Sebastian. And also, love your work, says James Bartlett. Thank you very much, mate. And Canadian Club whiskey mixed with LMP meme mix, says Rogue. And also, Nana Viliama is all yours, Zeus, says Rebecca. Olajuwon Noah going off the field. Michael Curry has come out onto the park, and he has already touched the ball this early on. I've been told to use it once, say Lala Lamb at the back of this rolling ball for Samoa. It's been dragged down, and they do have to try and use it. Gives it back to Jonathan Tamatene. Now back to D'Angelo Leola. Shunts off Ben Vullavulla. Good attack and run now. Only 15 out. Jonathan Tamatene goes back. Cross to Iona. Now Danny Tawala joining up. A couple of the Moana Pacifica representatives, and also Jonathan Tamatene having to fight hard for every little bit of ground that he has, and also for how things with you and your family. And there's Angelo, and also we have got there as you made English. So here's David Lamont now going back. It looks like someone's cramping up in the background for Samoa, so they are actually once again just playing with the 14 men on the field. Now it's dropped again for Lala Lamb, and Fiji have been able to pounce on it now. Off cross to Naya Thalevu up to Botitu. It's a knock on. Oh, there's been so many throughout this game, that is for sure. Which is a bit of a shame, because we do enjoy free-flowing rugby, but there is just a few too many handling errors for both of these sides. And also, do you think next year this could be in Tonga, Oz, or Samoa? I'd like to see it, I guess, spread out. I don't want to see it in Australia, mainly because I feel like the best way to keep the Pacific Islands like in the rugby deep is to give them games of rugby. So whether that's in Tonga, whether that's in Samoa, somewhere Pacific Island based, I'd love to see these games take place. And yes, David, a proper northerner, which is why his poor reputation doesn't surprise me at all, says Sebastian there. And here's Gunspark. Now 18 minutes left in this matchup. Like they're saying, who wants it more in this contest? Because both of these sides, they have put in quite the shift, but there have been a lot of handling errors. And also we've got our Aloloa Samoa in there as well. It says GT6 and also, so whose scrum is it? Says Edwin, the scrum now is going to be going the way of Samoa due to the handling error of Fiji. So they did initially have a knock on from Samoa, but then the advantage was over. Then Fiji dropped the ball. So scrum feed going the way of Samoa. We have got more handling errors than a Catholic confession booth. Jeez, yep, okay. Tamani Valu out on the field. Now, I did mention that he was going to be able to score the first try, but unfortunately he hasn't because we've already seen another try scored by Samoa. But he might be the first try of the half for Fiji. That might be not a terrible shout. And also New Zealand won the series 3-0. And there as well, says the Ninja Dude. And also we have got there, one of my regrets about when I was there was not spending more time in the north, says David. And All Blacks for the win, says Awoken. It's going to be a tricky one at the moment. I'm nervous for it. And also New Zealand won the ODI series 3-0. Yeah, it wasn't a comfortable one, though, for them. I did say we are actually hopefully going to be covering some of the T20 series that is coming up against Ireland and Scotland on the Kiwi Lads channel. So be sure to check those ones out when they do come up. But now Jonathan Tamatina about to feed the ball in for Samoa. One try here will get them a little bit closer back into this match. Front row goes down for Fiji. Now Samoa have got the option of either taking on the 3 points or kicking for the corner to get back to a possible drawn game. And Luke Tagi, unfortunately, his first scrum that he's been in has actually gone it slightly wrong. And my great auntie hasn't shut up about Elvis since I told her I was taking her to see the movie. I love her to death. I know, but she's just really excited as all. And also Ireland should have won the third one, but blew it, says Cooper Cronk. And take the 3, says Gun Spark. What do they decide? It's the big question. Hopefully you get the opportunity to come back and pay the North a visit as well. People are lovely places, lovely food, and drink are lovely, says Sebastian. I learned something, Sebastian. My sister next year is going on a bit of a kind of tour around Europe, and she is visiting Romania. Fun fact. I don't know how long she's in Romania for, but she is going to Transylvania. So who knows? Maybe you might see her there, even though I don't think you're... How close are you to Transylvania, Sebastian? Do let me know. But Rodney Iona, sorry. I keep on saying Iona, don't I? But Iona to line this one up. If Fiji concede any more penalties out in front, I think Samoa will keep on tapping them over. It's a decent strike. It's gone over. And now, because of it, it is going to be 16 points for Samoa and 20 for Fiji. But 64 minutes through this contest, still 16 minutes left. It's going to be a close finish in this match, that is for sure. And come on, Samoa. She's even got me to listen to some of his music. It's not really my taste, but I don't mind the song Jailhouse Rock. So very much into punk rock and vampires in Transylvania, says a rogue there. Now nicely taken inside of their own 22. Come on, says Gunspark. And yeah, Manu Samoa, they're seemingly firing back in the latter stages of this match, similar to what we saw in their game up against Tonga. And also we live in Transylvania, quite a big place, though there's a chance she'll be in a different region, says Sebastian there as well. But yeah, if you see someone who looks like me, looks like me except with long hair, but I have long hair. So if you see someone who looks like me without the mustache and whatnot, could be my sister. Who knows? And also go Fiji, says Viliami, and also World Cup 2023 winners, I think France. France have a very good chance with them being at home. That's another mistake, but now this time it's come from Tamani Valu. And now Samoa have been pushing a touch, and it will be going back for the penalty, the scrum feet for Samoa. Go Fiji, says Viliami, and also OMG, come on boys, says Rebecca. Samoa, says Aneri. And also we have got there, I remember Riverdale, I did a cover of it. I prefer the original version because it's catchy. Here's Amelia. Down the wing, D'Angelo Leula. Not a lot of space there for him. Vanaya Borsi puts him in to the side. And also we've got Hamish with no facial. Facial, what an image, eh? And also we have got there is your sister doing OE. I think it's just kind of a little bit of I think it's a 40-day tour around Europe or something like that. She is going to be working right up till then. And also she is going to be doing another 2 weeks in the UK, I think it is. So she's doing the UK and then Europe as a separate one. So she's going to be going to all of these different countries. I think she ticks off about 20 plus countries in the travels. And France will choke again like they do every World Cup. Says Cooper Cronk can also go Fiji, go Samoa, says Tui and go Manu. Says a Lamani there. Apparently Tana Umaga, he's looking, I mean, he always looks calm, doesn't he? Tana Umaga actually had a podcast for some stage called Team Talks, I think it was. And also the Samoan flag from Mando. And also Aloloa Samoa and also Romania is cool. I was there for a week, nice and cheap. Says Frank and go Samoa. Says Taz. Still 14 minutes left on the clock. This will be a massive opportunity for Samoa to once again. Oh, it's gone down to the front row. Another penalty. Now, that is twice in a row that we have seen Luke Tagi be penalised. Unfortunately, he is trying his absolute best, but I think it's Aki Seoli who's getting in underneath him. And also, Fiji, no way go Samoa, though I am from Fiji, says Aneri. And also is 2016 or 13. So it is currently 20 points to 16 as we sit right. D'Angelo Leola's kicking for the corner. This one needs to find touch. And he has done just that, just outside of the 22 now. Samoa will get another opportunity. This might be when we start to see the rolling maul start to open up. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be doing a post-match review of this contest before we get into our next one that we are doing, which is which is Ireland taking on New Zealand, which should be pretty awesome. And France has choked in the Rugby World Cup more times than Darth Vader's victims. Here's Rogue there. Now say Lala Lamb. Throws it in. Beautifully taken by Chris Vui. Offloads it straight away to Jonathan Tamatine. And now Lolagi Vizinier tried to get forward up to the 22. Now Tamatine once again offloads it back. Another handling error. This hurts. And also, I see travel rates or agents rate Romania as Europe's hidden jewel. And France, oh no, I read that one. And also this game shows us that Fiji don't need European players. Says Edwin there. Although they have got a few of them. Tuisova, Nayafalevu, and then also Tuithuvu, probably the three big ones to watch out for from overseas. But they have still got plenty of class in their own lineup. Like they haven't got Pathiliato in this match. Lavani Bortia not playing for this contest. There's a couple other ones that I'm trying to think of that I've already forgotten. Semi Radradra not actually in the team. And also there's enough time for 7 tries either way. There's Gunspark. All right, that one's gone over. And now 7 minutes out, or 7 meters out from the line, sorry. It will be the line out for Samoa. Once again for Amalosi Manu. Says La Sanga. Hopefully I said that correctly. And also I love you, Samoa. Says Anari. So I should mention we are going to be covering the Commonwealth Games. And Samoa are taking part in the Olympics department, or not the Olympics, the Sevens department, I should say. It is going to be a very exciting one because Samoa have England and New Zealand in their group alongside Sri Lanka, who they will probably put 50 points on, I would say easily. I never thought about a career in sports commentary. You're pretty good at it, better than the Kiwi NRL commentator. Sheesh, says Taz. And we are actually possibly going to be doing some more NRL in the future on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, which is our other channel that we have. We did State of Origin, and we are hoping to do more NRL in the near future. Don't even know who Luke Tagi is. Yeah, he's struggling, though, unfortunately for him, ever since coming on the field. And ABs versus Ireland, final score 28 to Ireland's 12, says Awoken Games. So Lala Lamb once again has the opportunity to throw in. It's gone straight down the middle, nicely taken by Theo McFarlane. This is a good roller maul here for Samoa. And in the back, say Lala Lamb, he did score one earlier on in the match, and now it marches, it's over. And Samoa take the lead in this contest. And that baby's getting thrown around almost. And that is brilliantly done for Samoa. 21-20, they take the lead. And also, what am I watching? And good job, TKL, says Lamani. And also, Ben Hunt, Origin Hero, just ran out. Dragons versus Roosters, says Frank Smith. And also, this is a decent Fijian side. I was pissed when they lost to Aussie A. And perks of my cinema is that tonight I get a free choc top and a free small popcorn, says Amelia there. And also, come on, baby woo. How is you beautiful son of a gun, says Gunspark. And Tavita Ikanaveri should have been playing. I think he is actually coming off the bench for them. In fact, he might already be out there on the field currently for them. I think he came on in about 50 minutes. And also, we have got there, cheers, Manu Samoa, says Lalale. And also, let's go, Manu, says Wale. And also, come on, Manu, die for Samoa, Chiahu. And there. Now, 20 points to 21 with a kick to come here. Samoa will be taking the lead, not just by 1 point, but I would say by 3, the way that one was scored. And let us win Fiji, so at least an island team gets the cup. And then also, there's still time, Fiji. There certainly is. Rodney Yorna sitting 4 from 4 for the kicking. He's been very good and amazing to see the please becoming good at the maul. And there as well. Nice one. Or Pacific Islands becoming good at the rolling balls. I think that is from Frank. And also come back as real bro mean game. Yeah, it's been brilliant the second half. Manu Samoa now sitting 23 points to 20. And yes, Samoa show it to European-based Fiji that with their inclusion, you can still win it, says Anare. And also we have got there Tofa Soifua to our Viti brothers. And amazing to see. Oh, no, I read that one. And also another try maul. Yeah, they've loved the rolling maul throughout this competition, Samoa. I'm actually going to show you guys once again where the table is sitting currently. Australia A at the top. If Samoa win this game, they will move up to 14 points, which will be enough to get them into first on the table, and they will take out the Pacific Nations Cup. If they do miss out, it will be because Fiji have been able to get themselves a win. But Nasove going off the field, and that is for Mesolami Dolokoto, who has now made his way out onto the field. I assume the scoreboard is going to update very soon. And Guy Lamanu says Sinio or Sinio. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And your pronunciation is awesome, Hamish, says David the Mod. Yeah, some of the names still don't quite roll off the tongue the way I want them to, but we are getting closer with the Pacific Island pronunciations, which is always a good sign, of course. The likes of Ravataina, oh no, of course I messed it up that time. Ratanaya Rawa is a name that really wouldn't roll off my tongue for a start. It's like in State of Origin, there was Fa'asuamala'awi, but I've managed to somehow get it to kind of roll the way that I need it to. Ben Vulavula, nice easy one to say. He is going to be kicking off this game once again. 8 minutes left. Yes, it says it's 78 minutes, but it's going to be quite far off. And also, I just joined again, other Samoan players. The same from last game, says Mark. Relatively similar overall. They've got a few changes throughout the mix, but I should mention that a few of those subs have already been made. This was the starting lineup that they went with. Ray Nuia, he did get replaced earlier on by Say Lalalam. Also, a man off the field is Eritara Inori. Instead, Jonathan Tamatine is out there now. And I think those are pretty much the only subs other than the front row that have also been made. Now, big shot from Jordan Taufua. He's actually lost his headgear. That's gone into touch. Brilliant work from Manu Samoa. And now they will have themselves the line-out throw once again. And also, you don't need your Europe players to win the game, says Anari. And also, does Samoa have to win by a certain amount of points to win overall, says Frank Smith. Just the 1 point. All they need is to win. But Joshua Tuisova, he is on the field now for Fiji. And also, what about our Fijian friends? He's marked. They've got quite the changed lineup. In fact, I will say, because Tuisova actually coming off the bench for this game. They've changed up the back line. No Lavani Bortia in the midfield. One Nyolo out on the wing rather than Tuisova starting. Tuithuvu is at fullback rather than Manasa Mate'eli. 4-pack relatively similar other than Hireti Hatit. Doesn't get to start for Roni Maui, but he is now out there for Hireti Hatit. But the ball is now in the hands of Fiji. And also Samoa all the way, says Denzel there. And also pronunciation of Tino Fa'asuamala'awi was spot on, Amish, says Rogue there. So yeah, it did take a lot of practice for that name to start going off. South Africa brutality. So is it all for Usos in the pool games? Says Gunspark. And also the Fijians have gone silent. They certainly have, but now they are just outside of the 22 with still only a couple minutes left on the clock. And also, did I just say pulling off? And now big win if the Samoas pull this off. Yeah, say pull it off, yeah. And also Tuisova is a wrecking ball. He is indeed. He is dangerous now. Luke Tagi with a nice run forward. Mesolami Dolokoto once again has another crack since coming off the bench. Up to 10 phases now. Vola gives it off now to Matawalu. Or in fact, it was Tamani Valu who did receive that one, but it's another knock-on. And we will be going back in Samoan flags for Amalosi Manu Samoa. Fa'au Faiva. Mataulo Ta'alo Fa'atuasala Mania. Hopefully I've said that correctly. I've been practicing a little bit on me Samoan, but it's not working too well for me. And also, what's the better Fiji score last minute? Says Jimmy V. The chances are still relatively high. They've got Tamani Valu out there now. They've got Tuisova, Nayatha Levu. Their backline is crisp. And also we have got their Fa'ama Ona. Or, hopefully I've said that correctly. And also Varish says David the Modern also coming ref full time. Although I should mention this clock is very fast. It's currently 75 minutes through. And I think they played Tuisova very late. And $1,000 so that's $1 million roonies, isn't it? Or in fact, $10 million roonies. And come on, Samoa, Fiji, too many knock-ons, says Aneri. And we actually said that about Samoa in the first half. And it seems like now the second half, starting to, I guess, go the other way a little bit. Tamani Valu busy getting his hands greasy from scratching. Has it waxed here, says Rogue. But it looks like there is a bit of an injury here for Sailala Lamb. Unfortunately, that will slow down the play a little bit. Just catching up. Wananavu Samoa and also Vikal Kawaviti, says Tups there. Right, scrum feed going the way of the Samoans here. It's a big opportunity and consistency, says Gunspark. And Manu Samoa finished him up. And also, who wins if it's a draw? Depending on the bonus point situation, it will either be a bonus point win for Samoa if they get a couple more tries. So I think they still need 2 more tries in the last while. A lot of knock-ons from both sides, exactly right. And what position Tamani Valu? I believe they have put him at inside centre, I believe. And also we have got that finish, the Manu, says Sanio. And also the Samoan flags from David the Modern Samoa. Well coached, says Jamie C. Yeah, they're doing brilliantly under the coach. And also Samoa, let's go Samoa. Says Peter, and also stay there, Manu Samoa, and have another try and 2 minutes left. Well, says Daddy Fat Sacks, or currently 5 minutes. The clock is a little bit quick here, but it is currently still the same score, 23 points to 20. There's 75 gone on the clock. And Samoa doing an island and holding up the match with injuries, says Rogue there. And also as the ball now, says Edwin, it is going to be the scrum feed for Manu Samoa, only 15 metres out from their line. Well done, Samoa. Hold on to the ball, don't give it away. God bless Samoa and bless you. Kiwi lad, says Herman, right back at you, mate. And does Christchurch have a lot of Samoans? I'd say there's a few. Overall, probably not as many as kind of the Auckland region, just because of the difference in sizes. But like percentage-wise, it's probably not too far off. Same, I wonder what the era count is for both sides, says Taz. It's got to be 10 plus. While I'm now off the back, Henry Teammate Stowers has a crack, trying to get straight into the breakdown for Fiji. Almost able to turn the ball over to Mani Valu, but not quite able to get it. And now Samoa hanging on to it a little bit longer. And also the dollar, says Peter. And also wonder what the era count is for both sides, says Taz. And also 480 viewers. Yeah, it is flying up at the moment. They are saying maybe a little bit of time wasting going on for Samoa. Rodney Yorna does kick it high in the sky. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a 50-50. Not taken cleanly. It's a knock-on. And that's actually accidental offside. Yes, it is. It's a penalty to Samoa for an accidental offside. Vanaya Habosi is fired up at the moment. And also Samoa slow down. And also we have got there 580 viewers. Yeah, anyone who is new to this channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Damn, Samoa really did improve up the island rugby, says Amos. Exactly right. Like, this is the perfect competition to show what the Pacific Islands can really do on the rugby field. And it makes me even more excited to see them in the World Cup when it comes up. And also that should secure their win, says Daddy Fat Sacks. If they get any form of points here, in fact, if they get a try here, they are confirmed as the winners of the Pacific Nations Cup. But currently, we are sitting about 76 minutes through this match. And also, what do you do what you got to do to win Samoa? Love yous, man. Says David the Mod there. And also be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Join us for the international games later on. Yeah, we have got Ireland versus New Zealand, England versus Australia, South Africa, Wales, and then closing out the night with Argentina versus Scotland. But now Sailala Lamb throws it in. It's taken nicely by Theo McFarlane. Tamatina goes off to Yorna. Henry Teammate Stowers had a great season for Moana Pacifica. Looking to close out this game for the Samoans. This is going to be a close one by the looks of it, though. Only a little bit of time. There's a knock-on once again from Samoa. The mistake that they didn't want enough referee. Give the cup to Samoa, says Anari. And also we've got the Samoa time to look for a barbecue meat, says Lapule. And hello, Hamish, how are you doing? Who do you think is going to win South Africa versus Wales? I think it's going to be a close one, just because it seems to be that those two sides match each other very well. But I think South Africa take it. It's going to be a tough match, though. But I would say South Africa, they will be more fired up for that next one after coming off a loss. Go Manu and go Samoa, says Iopu. Hopefully I said that correctly. Sorry if I have got that slightly wrong. And also Vanaka Samoa, you have won the game, says Anari. And also roll that Mole Samoa, says Rogan. Even though I'm an Aussie, I reckon it'll be nice to see the ABs win this series, says Amelia. But currently 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Samoa are once again going to have themselves another feed, and it is Penny Matawalu who is putting that ball in and get some revenge after last week. And hopefully us Aussies can do the same against the English. That's another penalty to Fiji. Taking the quick tap now. The referee wasn't paying attention, but now Jonathan Tamatina able to tackle his opposite number, Penny Matawalu. That looked close to a knock-on from Vanaya Habosi. Oh, they're going back. And all players look like they're having a bit of a wrestle on the ground. Tensions are running high at the moment between the Pacific nations. The crowd are going crazy. They want to see a punch up at this stage. And also we haven't got there. And the chat, Fijians will not be denied, says Daddy Fat Six. There's still time. There certainly is. We are 78 minutes during this contest. Good on you, Amelia. Go all the Southern Hemisphere teams. And also Fiji one chance for a long-range try. And proud to be Samoan, says Lupita. There in the chat as well. Yeah, they've been doing brilliantly throughout this competition. Go Samoa. And there's our power and pressure boys work together, says Siaval. Yeah, Vanaya Habossi, he's been right in the face of Jonathan Tamatina ever since he came on the field, or since both of them came on the field. But now, Ben Vula going to kick this one into Dutch. See Manu fight Amalorsi, and come on Manu, says Varela Brown. We have 2 minutes left, and Ben Vula kicks it into touch, 22 metres out. This could be the last one. State of Origin, Biffo. And then you're from Christchurch, bro. Couple hours south of Christchurch. So about 2.5 to 3 hours south is where I'm located. And also we're on island time. Says Wiley there in good game, says Mike. Exactly right. Brilliant way to close out the Pacific Nations Cup competition. It's been very awesome to see. Okay, looks like Henry Teammate Stowers might be taking off a necklace that he did have on in Samoa. Proud to be a Samoan fan. Fiji. No good. What happened, Fiji? Says Ari and also Manu Samoa, and both teams played well. They certainly did, although it's not over yet. Says 86 minutes there, but we've got a minute and a half, and now Fiji selling the dummy, going short side. Matawalu, good shot on him. 1 minute left on the clock now. And Fiji, it was a quick little juggle from Nasila, but he's been able to regather. And now Fiji, what can they do? Matawalu gives it off. This is for the Pacific Nations Cup. If Fiji end up winning this one, they will end up taking away the cup from Samoa, and instead Australia A will get themselves the win. But now with 50 seconds left, there's an advantage. We could see a draw, which wouldn't actually benefit Samoa, but it looks like Fiji don't care that it would be a draw. They want to try and go for the win, do they? Oh, okay, this could be a draw if they go for the 3, but I don't think they will. And please go the Manu Whanamalosi. Now, Fiji have to decide. Okay, Ben Vula, he's going for the corner. Fair play to him. Talk about the hand. And there says Ami. Now, about to be kicked out towards the touchline. Ben Vula gets it 5 metres out. And now the Fijians will not be denied, says Daddy Fat Six. They are extremely close. Tana Umaga cannot watch this one because at the end of the day, if this rolling ball goes over for Fiji, it means that Australia A will get themselves the championship. And also Samoa might injure Argentina and England in the pool games. I think they will. They are physical. That is for sure, Samoa. And now the Fijian crowd are well and truly getting behind their home crowd or behind their home team. And Lautoka, it's gone over the top. It sits up for Samoa. And now all they need to do is get this ball out. I don't think it's going to be available, is it? Jonathan Tamatine asked for the time. And it looks like Samoa are about to win the Pacific Nations Cup. It goes into the pocket. And Rondiona does kick it out. Samoa victorious. And the Manu Samoans have been able to take out the Pacific Nations Cup. I love you, Samoa. Please win for me. Great commentary. You're awesome, man. Says David the Modern. I look forward to seeing you a little bit later on. The Samoans are ecstatic. They needed this win. And that is exactly what they have been able to do. So they will finish first. And second, it is Australia A. Third, Fiji. And then fourth, it will be Tonga, who were unfortunate not to get a single point on the board. GG, says Clarence, and also Fiji has a chance they can do it. Says Tui there, and yes, says Laupule there. And also Amateur Rugby International World Cup happens right now. What teams you think you win or you will pick for the semi-finals, possibly win or predict? I'd say France, Ireland, New Zealand, South Africa. They're my top 4 at the moment. I'm gutted not to win the Pacific Nation Cups, but head off to Samoa and also GG Fiji. Thanks for the awesome commentary also. Says it was Taz, and also we have got their comeback from Manuel. That's the thing. They've done it in every matchup of this Pacific Nations Cup. They've been behind and then they've come back. It was a massive one. They made up a 14-point deficit. Congratulations, Samoa. And there's thank you, Hamish, and commiserations to our Fijian brothers and sisters here. One thing is for sure, no matter who won this match, it was a great one. And it is awesome to see the Pacific Island rugby really coming along in a brilliant way. And also great stuff, Samoa, and good job, money. Thanks, Kiwi lads. Says for Lamani, no worries at all, mate. We are going to be back in only a little bit of time. That will actually be for our next contest that we are covering on the channel between Ireland and also the All Blacks. So that's going to be an awesome matchup, and that will be coming to you guys live at about 6:30. But until then, we have actually got a review of this match that we will be putting up on the channel very soon. Thanks for the commentary, Game. Says Stups, no worries at all, mate. And I am very glad that you guys did enjoy it. If you did enjoy the live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Pacifica Rugby is the winner, exactly right. And it did just show that there is a huge amount of potential coming out of the Pacific Islands. And thanks, bro. God bless you, says Pele. And also good win, Samoa. Bad luck, Fiji, says Cooper Cronk. And good game, below Manu, says Nikki. And also thanks, lad, says Clarence. And there in the thumbs up from Gunspark. But thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be back with our post-match review in a very short moment on the channel, probably at about 6 to 6:30 will be when that one goes up. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.